Welcome to Lehnhoff Stadium in Cibolo, Texas, for what promises to be an exciting night of high school football as Smithson Valley opens 27-6A play against perennial state powerhouse, the Steele Knights. On the Rangers Network, I'm Brian Freeman, along with Tony Brubaker, Chris Gutierrez, and our entire Rangers Network crew. Tony, the Rangers enter district play with a record of 3-0 off the heels of a 40-point win over Round Rock last week. The Knights an uncharacteristic 1-2, but we know this. Those records have little bearing on the game tonight, and they mean nothing towards the district standings moving forward.
Well, Brant, this is the district opener, and every football coach in the world knows your conference, your district opener is the most important game of the season because that sets the tone for what gets you into the playoffs. And I think both coaches couldn't be any more excited about the game than this one. Smithson Valley's Larry Hill obviously is excited because he's always excited about district openers. He's been doing it for a long time at Smithson Valley. You know, Coach Sines for Steele, he's not been in a lot of these, so he's kind of new to this. But I'm telling you what, both of these teams probably couldn't be more excited about a football game unless they were playing in a bigger stadium, because this is going to be smash mouth football at its best.
It is a 27-6 opener, and it's coming up at the bottom of the hour. Still to come in our pregame coverage, a breakdown of tonight's matchup and a visit with Rangers head coach Larry Hill. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network, and we're back in just a moment.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
So this is it, huh?
Yep, this is where it all starts and finishes.
Joe Pavelic, Jeff Shin, Alan Hill, Pat Bailey, Matt Hilson, Clint Haney, Cody Fuller, Eric Anders, Garrett Smith, Andrew Sendejo, Josh Adkins could have dressed in the soccer.
We got work to do, kid.
We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get him on the run, we're gonna keep him on the run, then we're gonna go, 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 go. We won't stop until we're across that goal line. This is a team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. So what do you say, men?
Let me give it a try. Making videos is not easy. It's confusing and it's hard work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when your back's against the wall, call Wick Productions. It's who we use for game night scoreboard production and the Rangers Network.
Amazing, Coach. Another perfectly executed shameless plug.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium here in Cibolo. A beautiful night for football. 27-6 opener, the 3-0 Smithson Valley Rangers against the 1-2 Steele Knights. Tony, looking at the Ranger offense, last week scored 50 points against Round Rock, although 2 of those touchdowns were scored by the Ranger defense. You look at the play of Levi Williams from a week ago. Took him only 9 completions to throw for 153 yards, 3 of those touchdowns twice to Trevon Merrick-Woodard. I got to say this, Tony, to win this game tonight, Smithson Valley's got to get the ball into the hands of Woodard often here this evening.
Well, Brett, you know, obviously Trevon's the playmaker of the team. I think what we've seen, though, is Levi Williams, at least in the first 3 games, has been able to manage the offense like I didn't even know that we thought Josh Atkins managed it this well in a 3-game stretch. So what Levi Williams can do tonight is, first of all, if he has time, if he has the continued patience that we've seen. And if he can find those guys, if Woodard can get open, if Pierce can get open, if Rios can get open, then yeah, I think the offense has a chance to put some points on the board.
Now, that's easier said than done, though, against that secondary of Steele's. My goodness, how much talent do they have with the back end of the defense? The two safeties, Caden Stearns, J.T. Woods, they'll be playing in the Big 12 this time next year. Woods at Baylor, Stearns at Texas, and one of the star corners who made a big play in this game a year ago, Javion Cardwell, going to Oklahoma State. That is a tough matchup for Trevon Merrick Woodard and Mason Pierce and company.
And I think I said this off the air a little earlier, Brant. That's going to mean is the culture of the Rangers going to be able to be as good as the talent of the Knights? And that's a question we have all the time with the Rangers, is that culture, not just the system, but the culture they go through, able to overcome sometimes superior talent.
Other side of the football, looking at Steele's offense, a new quarterback this season, but a familiar player. Onyx Smith was a star wide receiver a year ago for Steele. Big shoes to fill. Xavier Martin, who we saw a season ago, now playing at Texas Tech. Onyx Smith, Tony, a great athlete, but maybe lacking some of the pure quarterback skills it takes to succeed at the position.
And again, since we haven't seen him in person, you just look at stats, he doesn't overwhelm you with anything. His running numbers are good, not great. His passing numbers are pedestrian, I think, at best, with 2 interceptions and 2 picks. This offense hasn't found its way yet. We can only hope that the Ranger defense keeps them that way.
But what will really help Smith tonight and the rest of the Knights offense is that massive offensive line. You did the math earlier, Tony. They average about 280 pounds in weight, outweighing Smithson Valley's front 4 by a good 60, 70 pounds.
No doubt about it. It is a weight thing that if they can push around the Rangers and the Rangers can't use their quickness to combat the 5 of them, then it could be a long night for the Rangers. What I've got to believe is the front 7, the 4-3 setup, that those linebackers can find seams and make plays, stopping a running game that I think the Knights really want to force against the Rangers tonight.
And finally, Tony, we have to be sure to reiterate this throughout the broadcast. That 1-2 record for Steele is completely misleading. One of those losses came right before the final gun against Lake Travis, a 3-point loss 2 weeks ago. A week ago, last Friday, played a very good San Antonio O'Connor team. Steele is so much better than that record would show.
And I think it goes back to that offense. I think they haven't, they put a lot of points against Lake Travis. Don't get me wrong. They've scored some points this year. I don't think they've found their identity as much as they want to, and I think that's what they're looking for.
Again, Smithson Valley Steele coming up at 7:30. It is a 27-6 opener, and it's coming up here on the Rangers Network. After the break, we'll visit with Rangers head coach Larry Hill. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas Produce Department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
Hey guys, Tyler Florence here. This season, the Great Food Truck Race is headed way down south. 7 teams navigating culinary roadblocks in a race to victory. Are you ready to roll?
I'm ready. Are you ready? I don't think they're ready.
Wow.
All new, Sunday night at 9, the Great Food Truck Race on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 563. GVTC, just plain smart.
The 27-6A opener, Smithson Valley against Steele yet again. Now the Knights come into this game uncharacteristically 1-2, but do keep in mind the opposition they've played has been really good in non-district. Lake Travis, O'Connor last week, before that in the season opener against Madison. So, Coach, that 1-2 record is misleading.
No, I mean, they're very similar to where they were a year ago. Beat Madison handily, lost right at the end to a Lake Travis team that won a state championship. And then O'Connor had them on the ropes, and Steele made a few plays at the end and pulled it out. Well, this year they didn't. And we know how good O'Connor is ourselves. We scrimmage those guys. So, no, they are who they are. And they're the defending district champions, state finalists. Got a bunch of good kids back. it'll be that kind of game, and we're fully aware of who we're up against.
All right, let's look at the offense for the Knights. They're led by the quarterback, Onyx Smith. He is a converted wide receiver. This is his first year playing quarterback, very athletic, certainly fits the mold of a dual threat. A lot of weapons to work with as well. They have 3 running backs averaging over 7 yards per carry. Is it safe to say that this team is the most talented offense you faced so far this season?
I think so, and perhaps the most diverse. You know, Smith, you mentioned, converted wide receiver, but came up in their system as a quarterback with the kid they had the last 2 years. Obviously, they needed to relocate him somewhere else, get him on the field. So he's returning to his native land, if you will. Dual threat, as you mentioned. But they're just similar to other years. They're making their hay running football. It all revolves around stopping the run, and they have weapons, of course, when you load up to stop the run. But they're as good as advertised, and there's not one phase of the game you have to stop or one person you have to stop. They've got multiple playmakers, so you're going to have to be sound in a lot of areas every play.
Now, defensively, the Knights have given up some points over the past 2 weeks, but again, keep in mind the opposition. Right. O'Connor scored 42 last week. However, Steele did still manage to force 4 turnovers on that side of the football. What are your expectations in terms of what you'll see from Steele's defense? Well,
they're very, by design, very basic. You know, they want to line up, you know, in a 4-down defense, occasionally go to 3 down, but they're more of a here we are, can you block us and do anything about it? Play their cornerbacks very tight, try to take away your quick game, and then they have those Division I commit safeties that when you try to throw the ball up the field are ball hawks. And so, you know, they're good everywhere. There's no area to exploit, and we'll have to be very balanced in our approach, and then we'll have to, when we get short fields, as we talked about earlier, we'll have to make sure we come away with points.
Well, this is the 4th year in a row you're opening district against Steele, so you've had an up-close seat to see what the Knights are all about. It's obviously been a very impressive program. You alluded to the fact that a year ago they were a win away from winning a state title, and they've been in that championship window for a while now. What has made this program so successful? Well,
I think it is a program, for one thing. They've got a good plan in place on both sides of the ball, good feeder systems. You know, the coaching staff, albeit a new head coach, is a move up, so the staff has been pretty stable. And then, you know, success breeds success. You know, when you win and make long runs, then your next generation of players start thinking that's what they're supposed to do. And you know, it's just been a culmination of all of that, and this year's team is no different.
All right, Coach, what are the keys can you break down for us that will factor into the game on Friday?
Well, I think explosive plays. You know, we've got to limit their explosive plays. And then I think we've got to create some of our own. I think it'd be naive to think we can go on 12-play drive after 12-play drive after 12-play drive. We'll have to get some big chunks. And meanwhile, we'll have to make them drive the ball. That's easier said than done because they've got guys who can score from a long way out in a lot of different positions. But that, turnovers, and then you know, we talked earlier about kicking game. Can we make some difference-making impact plays in the kicking game?
All right, Coach. Good luck on Friday.
All right. Thank you, Brant.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No, sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything. Just came in to set up your Wi-Fi.
Thanks, Steve.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
Tom Brady, that's a mic drop. This is football, and this is how it is. Let's just get right to it.
Start your game day with Game Day Morning, football's first pregame show every Sunday.
Watch NFL Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 579. GVTC, just plain smart.
Whether you're out at the beach or chilling poolside, the summer heat is here and Music Choice is turning it up. Chill out with the latest music from your favorite kids artists and more. Your music lives here on Music Choice.
Hey guys, it's Sophia Carson here. Check out all of my music videos available on Music Choice On Demand. Available on GVTC. Just go to Free On Demand and select Music Choice.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium. We are ready to rock the 27-6A opener, Smithson Valley against Steele. What a fun game this was a year ago. The Knights pulled out a 24-17 win then, but it's a new year, a new season essentially as well, Tony, starting tonight. Again, the first three games, little bearing on this one this evening. Let's play some 27-6A football.
And what a big game in the city as well. Everybody's talking about it as one of two or three big games tonight in the San Antonio area, and I think these teams both represent what's good about San Antonio area football. Both teams proven track records, win continually, and do it the right way.
On one sideline, you have a first-year head coach in David Sines. On the other, in his 25th year at Smithson Valley, Larry Hill. By the way, the Rangers won the toss. They have elected to defer, and so we will see Onyx Smith and the Knights offense first here this evening. That offense, mind you, averaging over 32 points per game. Again, don't let the 1-2 record fool you. This offense has been pretty good, still not as good as it's going to be, and they've played against some really stiff competition so far, namely Lake Travis and last week, San Antonio O'Connor. Here's Mason Reed to kick off from the 40-yard line, and district play is underway. And again, puts that ball into the end zone. He did that with regularity last week in the win over the Dragons, and the Knights start at their own 25-yard line.
And you'll see the flags all standing pretty stiff tonight, which means the Rangers will have the wind here in the first quarter. That means they'll also have it in the fourth quarter because Steele will want the ball to open the second half. Or, I'm sorry. Now Smithson Valley will get the ball in the second half. They'll get the win in the fourth quarter.
So here is Onyx Smith and the offense. Smith last week against O'Connor, 10 of 18 passing for $157, 1 touchdown and no picks. First offensive play of the game for either team. And the Bowling Green commit will head it off to Brady, the tailback of the big hole as a flag flies in. And Brady has dropped it around the 35-yard line. And this one, though, might be coming back. Penalties have been an issue for the Knights so far early part of the season.
The one thing you noticed on that, two tight ends, they were going to run the ball at the start because they put as much beef out front as they could.
And that an illegal chop block against the Knights. Through 3 games this season, 29 penalties for 265 yards. Comes out to an average of about 10 flags for almost 90 yards per game. Tough to win that way.
And obviously, anytime someone's engaged with the blocker, if another offensive player chops below the waist, that is a penalty.
And now the ball spotted all the way back on a spot foul at the 13-yard line. First down play to Brady, breaking a tackle. Nice charge across the 20, and it's dropped at around the 24-yard line. Almost back to the original line of scrimmage, tackled by Jacob Johnson. It's going to make it second down and 12.
Nice little, I don't want to call it a counter play, but they brought motion this way and then ran the other way.
Brady himself a commit as well to the FBS level. He'll be at Rice this time next year. And motions out of the backfield here on second down and 12. A screen is caught, and a tackle, though, was made in space. Nice stop by Zuber. The catch made by Daniel Jackson, 7th catch this year, and sets up third down at about 7 to go.
A good-looking play there. I'm not so sure that Brady didn't start upfield a little bit early. Could have been a flag there, but they're trying to do some different things to get some momentum.
The Knights have to reach their own 35 for a first down. Here's a pass, and it is caught, and the first down is attained. up to the 41-yard line. Good play there by the Knights. Tyron Smith, the catch. His second this season. First down. Steele working its way out of 1st and 23.
Jacob Zuber, the best defensive player on the Rangers this year, almost got a hand on it. That would have been a difference maker for the Rangers to get off the field.
1 minute gone by, no score. Brady the call on first down. Nice moves in the open field. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle made to the secondary at the Ranger 47-yard line by Manoa Paopao. Another first down for Steele.
So Paopao runs all the way from his initial pursuit to come back and make the play. Again, you're right, Brady had some nifty moves to cut back against pursuit.
Not many times a defensive tackle is making a tackle in the secondary. On first down, Brady another call, another nice-looking run. Down to the 39-yard line for 8 more yards. Impressive start for Brennan Brady and this offensive line.
Offensive line's doing a lot of neat things there. Some pulls, some traps, and just some overhead, forward motion, just pushing them around.
9:45 left, first quarter. No score. Knights, though, on the move with the Ranger 39. Brady's number called again. Paopao another tackle, but not before Brady turns out first down yardage and down to the Ranger 35.
Alex Flores, one of the Ranger defenders who's missed the first 2 games with injury issues, almost had a tackle there at the line of scrimmage, which would have prevented the first down, but wasn't able to hold on.
Last week, O'Connor's rush defense made life really tough on Steele. Ran for a season low $120 a week ago, but looking good to the ground so far here tonight. And again on the ground on first down, and Brady again dragged down from behind near the 20. On the tackle there, Will Gibbons. 15 more yards for Brendan Brady, and the Knights are already approaching the red zone.
This offensive line is just massive, Brant, just massive, and they're 2 tight ends again.
From the Ranger 21, Brady's number called once more, slicing his way down to the 14-yard line. 7 more yards for Brady, and Tony brought it up. This offensive line, well, let's give you some of the names. Jackson Landsteiner, 6'3", 255. Charlie Zeno at guard, 6'2", 287. The center, Stanley Mark, 6'4", 272. At right guard, Peter Saley, 6'2", 295. At a right tackle, Nick Holliday, 6'5", 317. On second down, long quarterback keeper here for Smith. The Rangers a great job of reading that, coming in to make the play. C.J. Keeler, and now a big third down coming up.
You know, the neat thing about their blocking schemes is they're really overloading each side that they want to go to. If Brady wants to go right, they're taking a tight end that's just crashing the outside linebacker. They're doing everything they can to just get mismatches with numbers.
Third down, 4 to go for the Ranger 15. Smith hands it off, a running play to the near side, and a first down inside the 10. DeQuavian Thomas, his first carry tonight, and the Knights have goal to go coming up.
I'll tell you, both of their running backs have done the same thing. They've made the first defender miss them each time. They're both a load, hard to bring down. The Rangers haven't made many initial tackles on these running backs.
And again, we went through the numbers for the offensive line. The Rangers have not seen a front 5 like this so far this season. Brady darting inside the 5 and down to the 1-yard line. We have seen one passing play on this drive by Steele, and it was on a key third down conversion. Expect they're on here a second ago from the 1. They will, and it will lead to a touchdown. Brennan Brady, 30th career rushing score, and Steele marches 75 yards to take an early 6-0 lead.
That's a football team that's just trying to impose their will on the Rangers by simply just running the ball down their throats.
7:28 to go here in this opening quarter, and what a start for Brennan Brady and the Knights offensively. Onyx Smith, again, not asked to do a whole lot that drive, but did just enough. On for the PAT, Matthew O'Brien, and that kick makes it a 7-0 Steele lead. 7:28 to go opening quarter. This is Smithson Valley Football on the Rangers Network.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium here on the Rangers Network. Steele takes the opening drive at official 87 yards and 10 plays. And do so in 4 minutes and 32 seconds. And it was a 1-yard touchdown run by Brendan Brady on the drive, giving Steele a 7-0 lead.
I got a question for you. They started on the 25 with their drive. So is it a is it a 75-yard drive? Is the penalty give them extra yards?
Well, I think it does, because it's yardage you have to make up, Tony.
Well,
right?
I don't argue with that, but it's still questionable.
And to get a team not giving Trevon Merrick-Woodard a shot at returning a kickoff, can't blame them for that. Mason Pierce, it up man, fields it at around his own 35-yard line. So now we get our first look tonight at the other quarterback and the other offense, Levi Williams for Smithson Valley.
This is where, again, offensive line is a difference maker. If the Rangers can keep the Knights out of their backfield, they've got a chance to move the ball. It's just Levi Williams is going to have to be everything that he has been all season.
The matchup I want to see, Tony, who does Woodard line up against here this evening? And we see taking him at corner on this first play, Javion Cardwell, the Oklahoma State commit. The Rangers' first play is a run that doesn't go anywhere. The ball, in fact, squirts loose, picked up, and now they're going to say that Aiken was down at the 35-yard line. Rangers dodge a bullet there. So no gain, maybe in fact a loss of about a half yard there or so second down and long coming up.
That's one of those things where, again, we're just in the press box and we don't see everything, but he got to the pile. If he could have bounced outside, maybe he had a chance. Nick didn't see a whole lot of room in the middle, and he just tried to push.
In this game a year ago, Smithson Valley only ran for 83 yards against the Knights' front seven, an average of about 2 yards per carry. They'll run it here again on second down, and churning out a few yards to the right side is Aiken. Good run that time, Tony, to the 40-yard line to make third down manageable, 3rd down and 5.
Both Clifton and Bauer were getting some push up front, and that gave Aiken a chance to at least find a seam and got 5.5 yards out of it.
If you are forced to throw the ball on 3rd down against that secondary and that pass rush, you're in trouble. But now 3rd and 5, you got some options here. 3 wide and 3rd down. Here's the blitz. Williams trying to roll out of it. Backside pursuit. Will take off and run, and he is drilled. Takes a shot out around the 39-yard line. Vincent Natal Roman on the tackle there for Steele, and the Rangers' first possession ends at a 3-and-out.
Juan Henry was also in the neighborhood. This is a defense that obviously you can't run away from because they're as fast as you.
While Steele is lacking in wins this season by their lofty standards 1 and 2, they're not lacking in athletes. Here is Anderson out to punt for the Rangers, averaging about 31 yards a punt so far in 2017. A nice punt off his right foot. Returnable from the 17. 2 Rangers miss, but then they stand up the returner. And that was Caden Stearns, the future Texas Longhorn, at around the 20-yard line. 5:23 left, first quarter. Knights in front, 7-0. Want to see the Ranger defense respond after a tough first possession for Steele.
Obviously, this is where coaches make their money, because the adjustments you make right now after that first drive is why you get paid. These defensive players for the Rangers are really going to have to step it up.
So here is Onyx Smith and the Knights offense for the second time tonight, leading 7-0, more than halfway through the opening quarter. And Smith will give it to Brady. What's new? Running left, trying to cut it back inside, and muscles up to the 23 for 3 yards to bring up 2nd down and 7.
He looked like he was pinned that time, and he just managed to squirt ahead for about 3.5 yards, and that was really out of nothing.
He's 5'11", 196 of muscle there in that Steele backfield. On 2nd and 7 after a low snap. It is a call to Brady, breaks loose inside of midfield. One man to beat Pierce, and he catches up to him. Trevon Merrick-Woodard also in pursuit to keep Brady from streaking into the end zone. However, he's taken the ball down to the 25-yard line. Another explosive run, the biggest one tonight by Brady.
And you'll see their tempo wants to go in a hurry.
Quick snap to Smith. And the Rangers this time bottled up the running play. That was Thomas in the carry there for Steele. On the tackle for the Rangers, Patrick Elliott. Good defensive pursuit that time, a loss back to the 27 to bring up 2nd down and 12.
Elliott's one of those backups that had to come in just because of the amount of efforts the defensive players have had to play. That was a huge play to slip underneath the blocker and get into the backfield.
2nd and long here for Smith on the offense. It is a play-action pass over the top. Has a receiver, but it's intercepted. Taking it back to the 15 and down to the 17-yard line. Jacob Johnson. What a play there by the Ranger defense.
Smithson Valley's defense was alert that time as the Knights tried to do something quick with a little throw over to the top to the tight end. But Johnson was there waiting for it and beat him to the ball because the ball was thrown so high to let the tight end run to it.
I know it's early, Tony, to say you need to make a play with 4:05 to go in the opening quarter, only down by one possession. But the way that Steele was moving the football really felt like the Rangers needed to make a play.
There is no doubt the long run by Brady meant someone had to make a play, and you're absolutely correct. They had to do something to stop that drive.
So on that note, Tony, that running play by Brady, let's give a lot of credit, too, to Mason Pierce and Trevon Merrick-Woodard for catching up and getting to him.
Pierce used his speed to catch to a running back that was running on a little less energy at that point. Woodard came and tried to scoop punch the ball and just didn't get it.
The Rangers' 4th interception on defense this year for Smith, the 3rd he's thrown. 1st down play for the Rangers, a nice one. Out across the 25, forward progress by Levi Williams on the keeper, and down to the 28, close to the marker, and he's got it for the Rangers' first down tonight.
And just thank Ronald Copney for that one, because he's the one that got behind the pile and pushed Levi Williams forward, as you're now able to do, and that got the 1st down. Levi Williams saw something there. Instead of handing it off, a little fake quarterback draw, and he got 10 yards.
You know, all this talk of Steele's offensive line, Copney pretty big himself, 6'5" and 280. Williams on 1st down will throw and throws a dart complete to Rios. Across the 40 and down to the 43, gains 14 yards to move the sticks again.
I'm not so sure, but that looked like a little bit of zone on the back end of the secondary as Rios just ran across the face of a couple of defenders.
Approaching 3.5 minutes to go, 1st quarter. Knights in front 7-0, but the Rangers moving here at their own 44-yard line. Williams making his 4th career start. He is undefeated so far in his young varsity career. He'll throw in 1st down again. A swing pass caught by Aiken and escorted out of bounds just shy of midfield at around the 49-yard line. There is Cardwell, the tackle for the Knights. Rangers stay ahead of the chains, a gain of about 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
I like the play calling on this drive. A little bit of everything, something different, going wide with a running back, running up the middle with a quarterback. A nice-looking pass play where, again, you found a receiver open in the secondary.
Right now, look at the left side of the offensive line. The tackle, Jesse Clifton, right now matched up against Juan Henry, the star defensive end for Steele. Handoff, Pierce gets a block on the outside, inside the 40-yard line. Spun down at the Knights 36. What a block out in space, freeing up Mason Pierce for another Ranger 1st down.
Nick Aiken really put it on the defender that time. He's going to come off the field, and I'm not sure if he's shaken up or not, but he's headed toward the sideline. He put a beautiful block that got Pierce loose.
3 minutes left 1st quarter, and so far this game is good as advertised. Rangers down 7-0, but approaching the Knights' red zone. Here's motion out of the slot to Franco. Williams keeps it himself and finding room inside the 30 and dropped it around the 28-yard line. How about Levi Williams' patience there in that running play?
He's had the vision we've seen through the first 3 games to know what to do and how to do it. Watching Nick Aiken on the sideline, I'm not so sure it's not a shoulder Don't want to speculate on anything, but they're working on him on the sideline. That's why he's not back in.
Nick Aiken, the Rangers' top rusher coming into the night, in non-district play, ran for $129 and a team-high 3 touchdowns. 2nd down and 2 from the 28 for Williams in the offense. Here's motion from Woodard. His number is called, running left, trying to cut it back to the inside and has the first down. Finally dragged down at around the 24-yard line. Not a big play there, but enough to keep this drive moving in the right direction.
It looks like what Coach Hill and the offense have decided, if they're going to put these defensive backs all over the place and try to cover us, let's put our wide receivers in motion running the ball and see how they match up, and it's happened twice now.
Something Tony and I brought up in the pregame show. The Rangers are going to win this game tonight. They've got to get the ball into the hands of number 44 early and often. From the Knights' 24-yard line, final 95 seconds, first quarter. Smithson Valley down 7-0. Keeper for Williams, and a good play that time by Steele's defense, crashing in, holding Williams to maybe a yard. Coming in to make the stop there for Steele was Jalen Reed, and it's 2nd down and 8.
That was I think Levi really wanted to throw the ball that time. Did a nice handoff fake and looked to his left. Had a couple of receivers over there. Woodard was one of them, but neither was open, and he said, let me get a yard instead of getting sacked.
This is not the secondary to force the ball against tonight.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And let's see what Coach Hill and the offense dials up here on 2nd down and 8. Woodard again in motion, and again the call.
He's going to throw.
Looking to throw, and the Knights sniff it out. The only receiver running around Rios was blanketed by coverage downfield, as again Reed makes a play there in defense for Steele, and now it's 3rd down at about 14 to go.
Yeah, Cardwell behind him and Player in front of him. Ricky really had no option for Trayvon to throw it. Not a bad call in a 2nd and long situation, but now you've got some room to make it up to even get in field goal range.
The career long for Mason Reed is 40 yards. To get to that distance, Smithson Valley has to reach the 23-yard line right now, the 29 on 3rd down and 15. Williams will throw. Standing tall. Protection breaks down. He'll take off and run. Inside the 20, upended out around the 18-yard line. On the stop there was Noel Rodriguez for Steele. Good run by Williams, but not enough for the first down. And it's going to be 4th down coming up when we come back. 12 minutes in the books here from Lehnhoff Stadium, and a good game so far. It's Steele 7, Smithson Valley nothing. Start of the 2nd quarter coming up. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh, so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium here. Quarter number 2 about to start in the 27-6A opener on the Rangers Network. Brant Freeman, Tony Brubaker, Chris Gutierrez on this Friday night. And so far, Steele in front, 7-0. The Rangers a scoring chance here, Tony, but faced with 4th down and 5. Have to imagine we're going to see Mason Reed come out and attempt what will be about a 35-yard field goal.
That was a 35-yard field goal with the wind, which I think makes it no issue at all. Into this wind, as strong as it is, probably 15 miles an hour plus. Maybe they won't go for it, and here comes the offense.
Yeah, you're right. So Mason Reed is staying on the sidelines. The Ranger offense comes back out. 4th down and 5. Williams on the rollout to his right. Throws. He's got a receiver. Cervantes inside the 10. Inside the 5. Down to the 2-yard line. Diego Cervantes keeps the drive alive. great rollout and throw by Levi Williams.
A great schemed play against this kind of a fast, strong defense as you block the charging defensive end with a running back, and then Levi Williams just has a chance to find one of those 5 or 6 guys out to see if he can get one open, and he did find Cervantes.
And now goal to go, ball marked at the 3-yard line. Motion from Franco, keeper for Williams, fighting, and he's in for the Ranger touchdown.
Again, the maturity of a first-time starter this season. Levi Williams, the junior, who's played quarterback since he was 6 years old, is all of a sudden becoming more than anything, more than anyone believed he could be. This is game 4, and he's still making very good decisions.
Well, what a drive there for Smithson Valley. Let's not forget, set up by the interception from Jacob Johnson. Reed on to tie the game. And the kick is up, and this game is not tied. He missed it. Reed missed 2 PATs last week and misses his first shot here this evening. 11:33 to go until halftime. It's Steele 7, Smithson Valley 6. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for HEB. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Whether you're out at the beach or chilling poolside, the summer heat is here and Music Choice is turning it up. Chill out with the latest music from your favorite kids artists and more. Your music lives here on Music Choice.
Hey guys, it's Sophia Carson here. Check out all of my music videos available on Music Choice On Demand. Available on GVTC. Just go to Free On Demand and select Music Choice.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium. 11:33 to go. First half, and the Rangers are within a point. Moments ago, capping off an 11-play, 82-yard drive that saw Levi Williams score from 3 yards out, his 3rd rushing touchdown this year, tying him with Nick Aiken for the team lead. Following the missed PAT, the kickoff from Mason Reed is fielded at around the 5, cutting left 20, 25 at a seam, kicker to beat, and the returner is tripped up by Reed. Terrence Ingram, a big return for Steele and the Knights after giving up the touchdown, and before that, the turnover, back in business inside of Ranger territory.
Ingram, one of those guys that you don't hear a whole lot about on this offensive unit, but he obviously has some speed and made some nifty moves to get past the first line of defense.
And here comes Steele out for its 3rd possession tonight on offense. By the way, the numbers for Levi Williams this evening: 5 of 5 passing, 63 yards, and a team-high 26 yards rushing as well. Onyx Smith, the Steele quarterback, on first down. Hands off to Brady, and the Rangers shooting right through. Matt Coleman'sberger. When he found that alley to get to Brady, shot through it, made the play, back at the 46 for a loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11.
This is where the smaller, quicker Ranger defenders are going to have to get around and get underneath those blockers.
Coleman'sberger is 25 pounds lighter than the ball carrier was there. 2nd and 11. A low snap to Smith. The give is to Brady up the middle, and Brady amends for the first down loss on a big 2nd down gain to the 34-yard line, and enough for the Steele first down.
Little trap action there opens up a hole for Brady, and defenders just can't get through that line of linemen.
The Rangers saw plenty of Brady a year ago, had a 46-yard touchdown run at Ranger Stadium last season. 10:30 to go, 2nd quarter. Smithson Valley trailing 7-6. Brady called again to run the football to his left and dropped at around the 28. That's good for 7 to bring up 2nd down and 3. Again, Steele has won all 3 games in this series. Won the game a year ago, 24-17 at Smithson Valley. One of the most impressive streaks, though, in all of Greater San Antonio area high school football is that Steele has won 41 consecutive district games. On 2nd and 2, Brady again bowls over Ranger defenders and has enough for the first to the 24-yard line on a pickup of 3. The last team to beat Steele in a district game was 8 years ago. 2009 Kerrville-Tivy, led by a quarterback by the name of Johnny Manziel.
So what you're saying, when realignment happens next year, you don't want to be in their district. Is
No,
that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. All time in district play since 07, 57-3. First down give. Thomas spins out of trouble and then is tripped up by Johnson at around the 23 after a gain of a yard. Brady getting a breather there. 2nd down and 9.
C.J. Kaler had him, kind of spun him, but he kept his balance. Took another defender to help put him down. Again, the initial contact by the Ranger defender is not making the tackle often enough right now.
About to see Steele go bigger here as Tyler Lumpkin, their second tight end, checks in here. So you have a tight end on the other side of the line right now. On 2nd down and 9. Snap to Smith. The give. Thomas. Chopped down by Johnson. At the 19-yard line. 3 more yards. 3rd down and 6.
Popow even got a shot at him after he'd been spun around. The defense is really starting to pick up the pace a little bit. It's obviously in the red zone now, so this is when you need them to. But this is where they have to, again, use their smaller size but their speed to make a play.
Does Steele trust Smith to throw the football here on 3rd down and 5? They don't, as Brady is given the football and he is buried by a sea of Rangers at around the 17. Only 2 yards there. 4th down at about 3 to go. Now Matthew O'Brien is a veteran kicker. 10 of 11 is in his career. The wind is to his back. A career long of 45. This would be about 34 yards, but the offense stays out there.
Pow and Gibbons on that play. That was a great play by the defense. Let's see if they can do it again.
4th and 3 from the 17. Smith, Gibbs, Brady up the left side, and enough for the first. He has been a workhorse so far tonight. Down to the 17-yard line. 1st down, Knights.
Zeno, Landsteiner, tight end, Beecham, all of them on the left side, just angled towards the sideline, gave him some room.
7:41 to go, 2nd quarter. Steele leading 7-6. They're trying to stop a 2-game losing streak. Their first losing streak, by the way, in 11 years. On 1st down for the Ranger, 13. Brady again, a counter move with the backfield, explodes inside the 5, lunging forward for another Knights touchdown.
Mr. Brady is a special running back. He has a lot of talent, and with this offensive line giving him as many seams as they seem to be able to give him, he is finding a way to get up the field in a hurry.
And now the kicking unit comes out here for Steele to give the Knights a 14-6 lead. And you said it, Tony, until Smithson Valley can prove it can stop the run, well, the Knights are just going to be forcing the ball down their throats over the final 31 minutes of this game. O'Brien, a left-footed kicker, puts the ball through the uprights, and Steele has an 8-point lead. 7:14 left, 2nd quarter. It's Steele 14, Smithson Valley 6 on the Rangers Network. We're back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No, sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything. Just came here to set up your Wi-Fi.
Thanks, Steve.
And welcome back to Cibolo. 7:14 to go until halftime. Knights in front 14-6. Another scoring drive for Steele. 9 plays, 55 yards, ending with a touchdown run by Brendan Brady. His second tonight. O'Brien's kickoff is deep, but too deep for Trevon Merrick-Woodard to make a play, and the Rangers started their own 25-yard line. So Brendan Brady coming into the game, a 4-year varsity football player, now 8 career 100-yard games after so far through his really impressive first half. 2 rushing touchdowns, and again though, Tony, he'll get the accolades by game's end no matter who wins or loses, but it's that offensive line that's winning this football game right now.
Without a doubt, they are the biggest group of people on the field, and they're imposing their will.
The last time the Rangers had the football, they drove for a touchdown, scored by the quarterback Levi Williams. First down give to Franco, flips it to Woodard on a trick play, looking for an alley at the 25. He's still running, cutting it outside and down to the 31-yard line. A lot of action there. A Steele defender came in unblocked. Juan Henry, who lit up Franco, who just got the pitch off in time to Woodard.
Trevon ran a long way for a 5-yard gain.
And now it comes off the field as well. Not somebody the Rangers can afford to have off the field much here this evening. 2nd and 4 from the 31. The tight end Hunter comes in motion. It's a handoff. Franco, after getting blasted by Henry, picks up the first down to the 37-yard line, gain of 6 for the Ranger junior tailback. We should note, by the way, the number 2 running back in the game tonight because of the injury to Darlington Frash last week. Suffered a broken leg. It has since undergone surgery, out for the season, but Tony, a bright future.
And the reason Franco's on the field is because Nick Aiken went out after a great block on a sweep to Pierce, and he has not resurfaced.
Halfway through the second quarter, Rangers down by 8. Snap to Williams, handoff Franco, and that time tripped up. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 2nd and 10.
Great play by the interior line. That time Christian Balderman just got down low, got lower than the offensive lineman, and when Franco went by, he grabbed a leg.
Again, Tony and I have been lauding that Steele offensive line, but the front 4 defensively as well, really big. Led by Henry at 6'3", 230. The other end, Alex Gonzalez, 241 pounds. 2nd and 9. Williams on the keeper up the middle and fights his way down to the 44 before he's tripped up. On the stop there, Alex Allaby, the middle linebacker. And the Rangers now face with 3rd down and 4 to go.
Another good thing that Levi Williams does regularly is he makes really good fakes. Really looked like he wanted to throw it out to the short side over on this side and kept it and got a good gain.
No Woodard on the field here for 3rd down and 4. Knight showing a blitz. The receivers are Pierce, Hilston, Franco, and Anderson. Steele rushes 3. Williams pump fakes, stumbles. Running inside of midfield for the first down. What appeared to be a broken play there for Williams because he tripped up with the backfield, turns it into a positive, and this drive will continue.
Brad, that looked like a video game where you get your guy to do a reverse spin out of nothing that human beings aren't supposed to be able to do.
Left trigger.
Williams did it and ended up running up the field for a great gain and a first down gain. And the defenders are all looking like, how did we let him go?
So you're down your top 2 running backs in Frash and Aiken. You're down for the time being Trevon Merrick-Woodard. A lot being put on Williams' shoulders, and right now he is coming through. Movement before this first down snap with the Knights 47. And it's against Smithson Valley. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Steele in front, 14-6. If there were the coachable moments that came out of the game last week against Round Rock, a 50-10 win, is that there were too many penalties committed by Smithson Valley.
That one just illegal procedure. Someone didn't stay in his stance, and really irrelevant who it is because it's a 5-yard penalty against the team. But those are the kind of penalties that put you in 1st and 15s, and those aren't very easy to do against someone like the Knights.
And now the ball back behind midfield. It's a flip to Franco, trying to get by Henry and can't. Pushed down at around the 46. In fact, he'll lose 2 more yards. And so now you've gone from 1st and 10 to 2nd down and 17.
A player's number who we haven't called very much tonight, and I think is one of the keys to making the passing game work, is Adorzal Hunter.
Yeah.
That time called on to block, but he's been in pass routes a couple of times tonight and hasn't been able to get open. But I think it's critical at some point we let him, or he comes and makes a play.
Game clock ticking, down to 3 minutes to go in the first half. Rangers down 14-6. Here's a rush by Steele. Williams, a lot of movement in the backfield, takes off again and stumbles down to the 49-yard line. There, coverage pressure against Levi Williams because, again, those corners, the safeties, are bottling up the Ranger receivers downfield.
Well, Henry came off the left edge and forced him up in the pocket. Then he looked and didn't see anything. Instead of going forward from that point, he spun again, and I think that's where he got into trouble. I think if he comes, when he looks the first time and comes forward, he has a chance to get even more yards.
Well, a good sign here. Woodard back into the game, lined up against Xavier Player on 3rd down and 13. Williams back to throw, steps up, scrambles. Henry in pursuit. And finally drags down Williams along with a teammate at around the Steele 46-yard line.
Levi Williams knows this now if he didn't know it a couple of plays ago. He can't outrun the defensive lineman.
No.
He is fast. He's outrun everybody we've seen this season. He couldn't outrun Juan Henry there, and he's not going to be able to the rest of the night. He's got to learn. He's got to be able to throw the ball.
Yes.
I thought Woodard got open on the near sideline.
And there was a penalty against Steele, by the way, unsportsmanlike, 15 yards. Tony, everything you said, yes, but what we missed there, Steele, unable to get out of its own way there, committing that penalty.
And it had to be on the tackle over there. It had to be something somebody said.
And now a fresh set of downs. A pass is batted down. Well, charging in was Jalen Reed from his outside linebacker spot. Was a blitzing linebacker there for the Knights, and now makes a 2nd and 10. And that the first incompletion this evening for Levi Williams.
So again, a time now where he has to find a way to find someone open and do the right thing here. Woodard, I think, was just getting a blow, a 2 or 3 minute blow because he'd been in on every play so far.
He's right now lined up with the short side of the field, wide left on 2nd and 10 for the Knights, 31. Williams on the keeper, cutting it to his left, inside the 25. Henry pushes him down at around the 22-yard line. Gain of 9 yards there for Williams, and now bringing up 3rd down and a yard.
They have to get to the 21. They're at the 22, so 3rd down and short. Again, a great decision by Levi that time, who, when he decided to run, went upfield.
3rd down, yard to go from the Knights, 21, and they are stacking the box. And now a timeout call by Coach Signs and the Steele defense. With 1:33 to go until halftime, Steele on top, 14-6. More on David Signs. He joined the Steele coaching staff under Mike Jinks all the way back in 2007. And then when Jinks left to be an assistant at Texas Tech and now the head coach at Bowling Green, it was Scott Lehnhoff who took over as head coach, and Signs was his defensive coordinator over the past 4 years, and now at the ripe age of 37, the head coach of this impressive Steele football program.
Impressive is right, and this is a big 3rd down. I'm wondering why the timeout in the situation like this to give Larry Hill another moment to come up with a big 3rd down play. But I think what he was probably trying to figure out at some point this season, something happened where this was a great time for a timeout.
Yep.
And at 1 and 2, there's always a great time for a timeout in a big play situation.
So here comes Williams to the offense, needing a yard to keep this drive moving. At the Knights 22. Handoff, Franco breaking a tackle. He's got the first down to the 19-yard line. So there you saw the Rangers play a little big up front, and Franco found just enough of an alley to keep the sticks moving, and now first down inside the red zone.
Good smash mouth play. Just get that first down. Now they got to finish the drive as the clock runs about 75 seconds to go.
But with 3 timeouts, minute 10 is an eternity right now for Smithson Valley. Franco motioned on first down. Levi Williams on the quarterback keeper. He spun around and dropped at around the 18. Reed in on another tackle there for Steele. And now under a minute to go, and it's second down and 9.
One of the differences in the game right now between the two teams, their initial contact on a tackler has brought the Rangers down. The Rangers' initial contact on the Knights hasn't brought them down.
Cervantes comes out. Anderson back into the game, lines up at wide out here on second down and 9. Williams will throw it towards the end zone, nearly intercepted right into traffic. There you see Trevon Merrick-Woodard and Ricky Rios occupied the same space. Not much room for Williams to squeeze the ball into, and it brings up 3rd and 9.
And we've seen that play before this season where we thought 2 guys were close to the same spot and kind of wondered why they were in the same territory. That time there was too many defenders covering. Actually, 1 defender could have covered them both, but there were 2 defenders there.
28 seconds left, second quarter. Rangers down 8 and faced with 3rd and 9 at the Steele 19. Williams on the rollout to his right, throws downfield, caught, touchdown, Smithson Valley. No, inside the 1 is a call to Mason Pierce. What a catch in traffic. With 22 seconds left, setting up goal to go inside the 1.
Want to see the review.
Well, there's no such thing in high school football.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He caught the ball in the end zone and was pushed out. That's a tough call on the end zone, the line. That's a tough call, Brant.
Well, the bottom line, though, now, Tony, you can't change that call. So you have 2 timeouts left after Coach Hill takes this one. 22 seconds to go. You would think you still have time to run the football.
Well, and you've got to punch it in. You don't get fancy. Don't try to throw a jump pass. Don't. Nothing special here. I think you just run straight ahead because you've done it all game. You've been able to get a yard or 2 all game up the middle.
Smithson Valley can't get cute here either. Last week, O'Connor forced something around the goal line, and Javion Cardwell took an interception back 99 yards for a touchdown. So here we go. Goal to go inside the 1. Here's motion from Franco. Williams will keep it, and he will cap off the drive with his 2nd rushing touchdown tonight. Levi Williams will score, and it is now a 2-point ball game. And the Rangers won't chase the points quite yet. They will send out the offense and bring Mason Reed onto the field to make it a 1-point affair.
I wondered. It's too early in my opinion, but it's good to see they're going to kick. Now Mason Reed has to put it through the uprights.
Here's the snap, the set down, and the kick is up inside the left upright. Makes it a 1-point game. 18 seconds to go. 14-13 Steele. A 9-play, 55-yard drive there for the Rangers. And Tony, you know, I think we said this way back in week 1 when Williams engineered a 10-point comeback in the 4th quarter against Hendrickson. He grew up in week 1. Well, seeing even more improvement here against a far better opponent in Steele.
And he's not a short guy. He's 6'3", so when he stands in the pocket, he can see. But when he runs, he also runs with some authority. Not real heavy, but he still runs with some authority.
You know, I thought, Tony, for the Rangers to score points tonight, they were going to need some home run plays or a defensive score because the drive against that defense is tough. Yet, Smithson Valley's 2 touchdowns this evening have come off of long, sustained drives.
Good play calling, good execution.
Yes.
It takes both.
I got to say the play of that drive had to have been the 3rd down pass, 3rd down and 9 to Mason Pierce inside the 1. Tough to get open against that secondary.
Kick coverage now is important.
And that ball still live down to the 22-yard line, and the Rangers have it. At the 22, the Knights fell asleep, returning it on the kickoff there. Caden Stearns, the future Texas Longhorn, just got lost. And the ball goes back to Smithson Valley with 18 seconds to go at the Steele 22-yard line.
I did not see who fell on it, but I know in kick coverage, I was just thinking kick coverage has to be good to not give them a chance. And that was a kind of a funky kick by Reed with the wind in his face. He kind of hooked it toward the far sideline, and it hit the ground, and they didn't cover it.
And keep in mind, too, that Knights defense just came off the field after a long drive. They might be a bit tired right now, and the Rangers do have 2 timeouts left, so a chance for points here. At the Steele 22. Williams off the play fake will throw. Looking end zone. Leaping catch is made. Touchdown, Smithson Valley. Ricky Rios back left corner of the end zone, and the Rangers, just like that, are on top.
Ricky Rios climbed the ladder and went up and just took that away from what you have to believe is one of the best secondaries we'll see all year.
What a turn of events. With 30 seconds to go in this half, Steele had Smithson Valley in a 3rd and 9 from the 22-yard line, leading 14-6. 17 seconds later, they trail. Read off of the PAT, the kick is up, and that kick is good. What a late second quarter rally by the Rangers, on top now 20-14.
You know, it's hard to describe how something like that happens. The drive, obviously, and you made the point. Smithson Valley has driven the ball down the field twice now against this vaunted defense. And you've got to believe a little bit, so the Knights are on their heels a little bit.
Yeah.
There's 18 seconds to go when you kick off or something like that. And you kick the ball probably not exactly like Mason Reed wanted to, but you kick the ball in such a way that all they got to do is come up and catch it, and they didn't do it. That's on the Knights, and that's, again, culture versus talent. Sometimes culture has an edge.
Let's point this out, too, Tony. The Rangers won the toss, elected to defer. They will get the football to open the second half.
Indeed they will.
Still, this half, by the way, is not over. 13 seconds to go. You've got to cover the kickoff here if you're the Rangers.
Kickoff coverage is important.
Reed again with a short kick, and this time the returner Stearns will field it. Looking for the corner at the 15. Rangers converge and bring him down at the 20-yard line with 5 seconds to go until halftime. What a turnaround over the final moments of the second quarter.
And I know we don't speculate. Ethan Sill is, I think, who got the fumble the kickoff coverage. Just looking at the lanes of how they ran down that time, that would have been his cover. And he's a young man that, as a junior, has kind of come out of nowhere and has made some big plays this year, including a pick 6.
Against Anderson back in week 2. Out to kneel the ball is Onyx Smith. He'll do just that, and we have hit halftime with a 27-6 opener. What a close to the second quarter by Smithson Valley. Once down by 8, 2 late second quarter touchdowns, one of them courtesy of a Steele turnover, and the Rangers are on top 20-14. Halftime coverage coming up. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No, sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything.
Just came in to set up your Wi-Fi. Thanks. Steve.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium. At the half, your score, Smithson Valley 20, Steele 14 in the District 27 6A opener. At this time of our halftime coverage, we now turn things over to our field microphone and the playing of the Smithson Valley Marching Band.
Now welcome the award-winning Silver Spur.
Are these lawsuits for media or Both of them?
Please welcome.
That's all I know. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And that again, the playing of the Smithson Valley marching band. Here at the half, your score, it is Smithson Valley 20, Steele 14. More halftime coverage coming up. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Hello, I'm Steve from GVTC, here to install your 1 gig per second internet service.
Hey, you're Ranger Senior Trayvon Merrick Woodard.
No, sir, I'm Steve with GVTC.
Come on. Cornerback, kick punt return, wide receiver.
I'll be over here. I'll let you know if I need anything. Just came in to set up your Wi-Fi.
Thanks, Steve.
Here we go. Tie ball game with just 2 seconds left on the clock, and the Rangers are looking to score. Here's the snap. Bayless, who is wide open down the near sideline. And he makes a catch at the 10, the 5, touchdown. My goodness, what a play, and the Rangers win.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Brant. So today I'm here with Jarrett, Alex, Brant, and Jacob. And boys, y'all seen the show before, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I like you to make sure that you're appreciating your mom. So take your phones out, text her, let her know you love her. Tell her I said hi.
Okay, we will.
So Alex, if you had to pick, who would be your favorite Smurf?
Grumpy.
Grumpy. Why Grumpy?
Isn't that a dwarf? What?
Why is it Grumpy Smurf?
Because I'm always angry on the field.
Well, I don't know that that's always a bad thing.
I mean, it makes me a better football player.
That's true. Jarrett, who would you pick as your favorite Smurf?
I honestly don't even know what Smurfs, so.
Oh, no! I may be dating myself a little bit. Does anyone know what the Smurf song sounds like? La 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 la. So Jacob, I'm sure you love your mom a lot, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But I bet there's times where you may feel a little ornery.
Yes.
Is there anything in particular that's kind of your stick that you love to do to drive your mom crazy?
I pretend that I'm on my phone, but not really.
Oh.
So it's one of those things where I put my headphones in, but nothing's playing.
Oh, so like if she's calling
Shut
you.
up!
So if she's calling you like get your laundry, you just
Yes.
kind of pretend you don't hear her?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what?
But,
She's going to be on to you now.
But she wants me to shave after that, so it's okay.
Well, she's going to be on to you now.
Yeah.
So Brant, we live in the hill country, and there's all kind of fun animals around here. But I've never seen a jackalope. Do you think they're real?
Of course they're real. I saw a giant jackalope in a gas station somewhere on the way to West Texas.
Oh, wow.
Of course you would say that.
How big was it?
I mean, it was bigger than me.
Oh, wow. And you think that's kind of where they hide out, West Texas, Abilene?
Yeah, I think they're over in like Presidio, kind of that west Texas.
There you go.
I legit have seen a giant, it was like a giant stuffed rabbit with horns on it.
I was like this, I was like that.
So Jarrett, you've been a little kid before.
Yes, ma'am.
What was the hardest thing about being a little kid?
Not always getting my way or doing what I wanted.
Yeah? What did you want to do that your mom was like, no way?
Eat your boogers.
No. Always wanted to drive.
Oh, yeah? Did you ever sit in your mom or dad's lap and...
No. They would never let me
They
do
wouldn't
that.
let you do that. You know, times are a little different back then now.
Back now, that didn't really make any sense.
His face. I don't want to say anything.
So Jared, if there's a word that best describes you, what would that be?
It's probably happy.
Happy? You're a happy guy?
Always happy.
That's good.
I don't like to be angry. It's just not my sort of thing.
So he's the opposite of Alex.
Yeah, he's grumpy, I'm happy.
Oh, don't sit by me then.
So guys, I have a joke for you. What did the thesaurus want for breakfast? Think really hard.
Alphabet soup.
Close. A synonym roll. Right? That's a good one. So guys, any of you have a joke for me?
I got one, but I got it off a Laffy Taffy wrapper.
Okay.
What do you call it when your dog gives you a kiss?
I don't know.
A pooch smooch.
That's pretty good. So Brant, I heard you can do some impersonations. Who can you do?
I can do Stitch, I can do a chicken, I can do Mort from Madagascar.
Well, let's start with Stitch. I like him.
Hanneman's family. Family's not at the soft behind.
That's so good! Okay, the Madagascar guy.
La 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 la.
Julian! That's so good. Let me hear the chicken. Do y'all watch the Lego movie? No, y'all never watch the Lego movie? You have to pull up a Unikitty clip. Unikitty's mad now! Jared, Alex, Brant, and Jacob, thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
Go Rangers!
So this is it, huh?
Yep, this is where it all starts and finishes.
Joe Pavelek, Jeff Shin, Alan Hill, Pat Bailey, Matt Hilson, Clint Haney, Cody Fuller, Eric Anders, Garrett Smith, Andrew Sandejo, Josh Adkins could have dressed in the soccer.
We got work to do, kid.
We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get him on the run, we're gonna keep him on the run, then we're gonna go, 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 go. We won't stop until we're across that goal line. This is a team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. So what do you say, men?
Let me give it a try. Making videos is not easy. It's confusing and it's hard work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when your back's against the wall, call Wick Productions. It's who we use for game night scoreboard production and the Rangers Network.
Amazing, Coach. Another perfectly executed shameless plug.
Tom Brady, that's a mic drop.
This is football, and this is how it is. Let's just get right to it.
Start your game day with Game Day Morning, football's first pregame show every Sunday.
Watch NFL Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 579. GVTC, just plain smart. When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh, so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
And welcome back to Cibolo, Texas. Halftime coverage continues. Rangers on top of the break, 20-14. Brant Freeman with Tony Brubaker. And Tony, it is opening night in 27 6A play. And you look at the standings through non-district, 5 teams finished their non-27 6A schedules 3-0. Clemens, the Rangers, Judson, New Braunfels, and Wagner. Steele 1-2. While Canyon and both East Central 0-3. Tonight the games. Canyon's at Wagner to open 27 6A play, while New Braunfels is hosting Judson. Rockets have looked very impressive so far this year, as has New Braunfels. And Clemens is at East Central. The Hornets a tough time a year ago, likely to have another tough year this year. Initial thoughts, Tony, for you in the district as we have hit opening night in district play this evening?
Well, I came into tonight believing that Judson was the best team in the district from what I've seen the first 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've been more impressive. I think they've been more demonstrative in so many areas of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only team that returned a great quarterback of these 3 schools, I think they had an advantage. I don't know that I've seen anything tonight that made me change my mind, other than the fact that each one of these 2 teams will fight to the end with them. So, it's always. It's most often been a 3-team race the last couple of years, Steele, Judson, and Smithson Valley. I think the winner of this game puts themselves in co-driver's seat with Judson until you play them. For Steele, it's next week.
Yes.
For Smithson Valley, it's a couple weeks down the road. So, Smithson Valley winning would be a big feather in their cap to going for a district title.
In fact, Smithson Valley will take on Judson in Converse, second to last week of the season, week 10.
Right.
Their final road game of the regular year. Looking ahead to the district schedule next week, a big rivalry game coming up Thursday, a short week, as the New Braunfels Unicorns take on the Canyon Cougars in the annual Worst Bowl next Thursday. Meanwhile, Smithson Valley is at home hosting East Central and homecoming. You mentioned Steele and Judson, that is next week in Converse, and Wagner is at Clemens. So things heating up again next week in 27 6A play.
It is a district that has always been difficult. Anytime you have the Steeles and the Judsons of the area in your district, it's going to be a tough one. I think this is a marvelous group of football programs that always keep you excited to come back.
A couple of scores we got earlier in the broadcast. Canyon was up at halftime at Wagner 18-0. Again, the Cougars 0-3, the Thunderbirds 3-0, but not all non-district schedules are made equally. And Judson was up 14-0 early in the first half against New Braunfels. No update we've heard from Clemens and East Central. Our score at the half, it is Smithson Valley 20 and Steele 14. We'll take a break. When we come back, the start of the second half. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Experience the best seat in every ballpark with MLB Network Strike Zone.
There it goes!
Catch baseball's biggest moments from around the league live on one channel.
You gotta be kidding me!
See the clutch hits.
It's a goner!
Great grabs.
Unbelievable!
And walk-off winners.
Game winner!
All without changing the channel.
Let's go home!
Bring home MLB Network Strike Zone. Tuesday and Friday nights, commercial-free all season long.
Whether you're out at the beach or chilling poolside, the summer heat is here and Music Choice is turning it up. Chill out with the latest music from your favorite kids artists and more. Your music lives here on Music Choice.
Hey guys, it's Sophia Carson here. Check out all of my music videos available on Music Choice On Demand. Available on GVTC. Just go to Free On Demand and select Music Choice.
Hey guys, Tyler Florence here. This season, the Great Food Truck Race is headed way down south. 7 teams navigating culinary roadblocks in a race to victory. Are you ready to roll?
I'm ready. Are you ready? I don't think they're ready.
Wow.
All new, Sunday night at 9, the Great Food Truck Race on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 563. GVTC, just plain smart.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas Produce Department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the pennant chase.
Devastating slider. Leaping grab. That's number 3.
Closer to the epic moments.
That ball is cashed out to center. And a dive and a catch.
Closer to the critical plays.
Now you use your hands more. Now I go into a fine focus. Boom.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, bringing you closer to the pennant chase.
This is it.
On MLB Network, home of 2 American League Division Series games.
Welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium here at the half. It is Smithson Valley 20, Steele 14. On the Rangers Network, Brant Freeman with Tony Brubaker and Chris Gutierrez here, hitting the later parts of September. October is upon us here in a couple of weeks. And Tony, Smithson Valley on top by 6 to open 27-6A play. And this after an impressive close to non-district play. Wins over Round Rock and Anderson in blowout fashion before that. The come from behind win against Pflugerville Hendrickson. Looking at this game tonight specifically, Rangers were down 14-6 with less than half a minute to go in the first half. How is it that in the span of 30 seconds, Tony, they now have a 6-point lead?
Well, we talked about this earlier. 2 big mistakes made by Steele there at the end of the half. The personal foul penalty that gave Smithson Valley a first down after really being in dangerous position of having to punt from midfield. They get a first down and march it in and get a touchdown and make it 14-13. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Steele forgets to go and catch a kickoff. Smithson Valley comes down, covers it, and gets a chance to score again. 2 critical mistakes, in my opinion, at the end of the half there cost Steele a chance to go into the locker room ahead.
Anytime you're beating a team like Steele through a half of play, credit goes to the entire team. However, if you were to label a player of the half for Smithson Valley, and I know this position gets a lot of credit and blame, more than it should in football, but you have to give so much credit to the play of the quarterback, Levi Williams.
I think it's remarkable that we're in week 4 talking about a quarterback that's now making his 4th start of his high school career at the varsity level. And, we both know that if he messes up and throws 3 interceptions, we'll say he's not playing well.
Sure.
But he hasn't done that.
No.
He's done nothing but make good, solid, fundamental plays time after time after time that makes you just sit back and go, this guy's a player. And he's been a player for 4 weeks now, 3.5 games.
Well, again, Smithson Valley won the coin toss tonight and elected to defer. So after that monumental rally to end the second quarter, the Rangers get the football to start the third. And now you have Steele kicking into the wind with Trevon Merrick-Woodard awaiting back deep along with Ricky Rios. The odds of O'Brien kicking to Woodard here, not very good.
So Steele did decide in the third quarter to kick into the wind so they'd have it in the fourth quarter, which is not something people normally do.
Second half underway. And Woodard will have a chance here at the 15-yard line. To the 25. Bounces off one tackle. A lot of traffic, though, and they're going to say that Woodard's forward progress stopped.
Somebody blew it down, and he was not down.
A really early whistle there on that play. Woodard, boy, he was stood up for maybe a 1-1000.
Wow.
And
he was the thing about it is he was pulling away from the defender, and he'd cleared some space when the whistle. Wow.
So, on the topic of Levi Williams, here he comes out to lead this Ranger offense to start the third quarter, leading 20-14. The Rangers have scored in 3 consecutive possessions. It's a pass on first down and a catch across the 30. A dorsal Hunter, the tight end, angling for first down yardage just shy of the 36 on a gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
I'm not sure that Larry Hill could hear us, but you remember a little while ago, I think Hunter is still a key part of this offense when they try to move the ball through the air, and I think he's got to make some catches if this offense wants to keep moving.
We saw Hunter make a touchdown catch last week in the win over the Dragons. Something else I'm noticing too, Tony, Smithson Valley really slowing things down on offense to keep the ball out of the hands of Steele's offense, namely Brady, the tailback. Here's Williams on a big run across the 45. He's still running inside of midfield, down to the 46-yard line. Levi Williams, a lot of 1-2 tonight and another Ranger first down.
I just realized what Levi Williams is. He's the kind of player you want to play with.
Yes.
Not against, but with, because he's a gamer. He wants the ball. He wants to make a big play. When he runs the ball, first of all, his first 7 yards were in a blink. He got there quick, and then he muscled his way for 5 or 10 more.
Gain of 18 yards there for Williams. Now first down with the Steele, 47. He'll throw it on first down. Now being pressured. Williams has to eat the sack. Really great pass rush that time by the Knights on the play. Kobe Johnson. And a big loss all the way back to the Smithson Valley 42.
You could see what he was going through there. He wanted to roll this way and throw a pass. Guys were covered. And as he thought about it, because I really think he wanted to throw the ball away, I think he was just afraid, why give it up? Let's take a sack and play for another down.
Loss of 12. It's now 2nd and 22. Snap to Williams. Pump fake. Now throws. He's got a receiver, Rios, streaking inside the 30. Has some blocks and cutting into the right side. Inside the 15. Down to the 8-yard line. A dart thrown by Williams, and what a run after the catch by the senior Ricky Rios, a safety a year ago. You wouldn't know it watching him tonight.
I've said this before. He squeezes the ball in places most quarterbacks wouldn't throw it. I think if we ever see that replay in slow motion, we'll realize what a tough throw that was and how tight that space was as Ricky Rios went in between 2 defenders.
Rios only makes catches at the biggest moments, doesn't he?
No doubt about it.
The game winner against Hendrickson, the touchdown catch to close the first half tonight, and that on 2nd and 22, setting up goal to go from the 9. Pierce on a receiver, end around, running inside the 5, and goes in untouched for the Ranger touchdown.
Unbelievable. Mason Pierce all of a sudden has decided, I like carrying the ball. He's been a big pass catcher this year. Now on these wide receiver sweeps, he's just the guy that wants to turn the corner.
And now the Rangers will go for 2 here. The keeper of the offense on the field, trying to make it a 14-point lead.
You knew at some point they would, probably a little earlier than I think we would have thought. But while the wind's still at his back, he's going to try it now.
And this is a result of a missed PAT early in the game by Mason Reed. Snap to Williams on the rollout, looking for Hunter. He's covered, and Williams is brought down. Again, good pass rush there by the Knights. A silver lining stop for them after giving up the touchdown. And again, in making the play at defensive end was Kobe Johnson. 9:42 to go, third quarter. Rangers on a 20-0 scoring run, leading 26-14. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
I'm Jaime Buentello, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas Produce Department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never-frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
The opening drive of the third quarter for the Rangers goes 73 yards in 6 plays, and it was a touchdown run, 9 yards out by Mason Pierce to give the Rangers a 26-14 lead, as the 2-point attempt afterwards was no good. Kickoff from Mason Reed goes out of the back of the end zone, and the Rangers once down 14-6, now leading by a dozen. And now here, Tony, there's a lot of time to go in the game, so Steele is not in a position where it has to abandon the run, but they are playing now from behind. Usually this is when your playbook opens up a bit.
Well, and I think you just said at the start, there's still 9 minutes to go in this quarter and 12 minutes in the fourth quarter, so 21-plus minutes to go. They've been running the ball at will all game long. Why would you stop?
Onyx Smith in the offense at their own 25. On first down, he'll keep it himself. Looking for the corner. He's got it. And Pierce the tackle. He's been busy tonight. Gibbons also there, the 40-yard line, gain of 15 and a first down.
Pierce had help, and he knew there was pursuit coming. He tried to go for the ball and couldn't get it away.
Haven't seen much of Smith running the football here tonight. Coming into the game, only 67 yards on the ground. And Steele's 1-2 start. This time Brady the call, and the Rangers maybe the best job they have done tonight pursuing to the ball and stopping him after only a gain of a yard to the 42-yard line. Second and 9.
You mentioned this, you hadn't seen Smith run it. Maybe that's opening the playbook for them to give Smithson Valley something else to think about.
Right.
That time they stopped Brady right at the line of scrimmage.
Again, Brady ran for both of Steele's touchdowns back in the first half and for over 100 yards. On second and 9, flag is in. Brady on the run, sheds a tackle and dropped it around the 48. But we'll check the marker. It's going to be against Smithson Valley, though, for offsides.
I'm telling you what, you can't.
Well, Smith is limping back towards the Steele sideline here, is coming off. And that's going to send in the backup quarterback here for the Knights. It's Wyatt Beagle, a freshman quarterback, not listed on Steele's depth chart.
No.
The backup listed is Isaiah Moore, who coming into fall camp was expected to be the starter. Did not win the job from Smith, and not out there right now. It is a true freshman, has to be, it's high school brand. Yeah. The freshman, Wyatt Beagle.
And I'll tell you, the funny thing, when they were warming up before the game, he was taking the second amount of snaps.
Boy, now your playbook shrinks a lot here.
Yes.
On second down, should be third down and short. Actually, Steele accepted the penalty, so it is second down. It's all moot anyway.
Right.
A first down run up the middle by Brady to the Ranger 46-yard line.
I can't imagine, even with the quarterback change, they'll do anything but run the ball. This has been their bread and butter tonight. And again, so much time left in this game. They've got the advantage if Smithson Valley can't find a way to slow it down.
But if you're the Rangers here, now you can key on the run, stack the box, and dare them to throw. It's a fumble on the ground, and the Rangers have the football. Coleman'sberger recovers the fumble. Bad exchange between Beagle and Brady. There is the inexperienced quarterback trying to hand the football off to a veteran tailback. Lack of communication, and it ends up a big Ranger play.
And I think Beagle that time just didn't get the ball into Brady's belly, and the mis-exchange cost him another turnover by the Knights.
And the Rangers, we spoke about the need of short fields. Smithson Valley's actually benefited from long fields this evening. They did have one short touchdown drive to end the first half and take over now the 49. 8:22 to go, third quarter. Ranger ball leading by a dozen. Williams on the keeper, up the middle, barrels up to the 47 for 2 to bring up second down and 8.
It's real interesting. Both outside linebackers that time were being blocked, and the minute they saw Williams pull it down, they crashed in a hurry and took away what could have been a 6 or 7 yard run and made it a 3-yard run.
Have to note, by the way, the Rangers have built this lead without that marquee moment by Trevon Merrick-Water. They've done it with Levi Williams, Ricky Rios, Mason Pierce, and a big cast of characters.
No doubt about it.
2nd and 8 for the offense. Woodard in motion. It is a give to Franco. A nice burst inside the 40-yard line. And he'll be marked just shy of the first down marker. And 3rd down and less than a yard coming up now.
Again, the motion of Woodard going in front, and then the quick handoff. And Franco did a great job of bursting through the hole and finding the spot to get some yardage.
This time last week, Franco was listed as a fullback, an H-back in this offense. But no Frash, no Aiken. And Franco now the lead tailback, and he's playing like it right now. 3rd and less than a yard. Williams calls his own number. Good call. Inside the 30-yard line and dropped at the 28. Gain of 12 for the junior quarterback. And the Rangers, with a 12-point lead, have a first down inside the 30.
He just ran out of the arms of one of the defenders. He just ran with some authority, and that's what you want your junior quarterback to do.
Again, we're talking about a Steele program here, which over the past 10 years, a record of 126-19, winning percentage of .869. They have not lost back-to-back games until last week. Didn't do that in 11 years. State finalists a year ago. Winners of 41 consecutive district games, and the Rangers are taking the fight to them. Woodard on first down, 25-20, inside the 15, out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 15-yard line, 13 more yards.
If he has 3 more yards out of bounds, Ricky Rios put a marvelous block on the wide receiver there. If he had 1 more step to get around the defense, he might have taken that into the end zone. But a great play call in the midst of everything that's been happening up the middle. That time you came to the corner.
Woodard checks out along with Cervantes, who had a key play earlier in the game on 4th down. Back in the backfield is Franco. First down for the Steele, 15-yard line. Motion from Pierce, takes the handoff. Running wide, a block from Franco out front, and Pierce streaks into the end zone, and again does so untouched. Rangers are rolling right now here in Cibolo. (32-14) Rangers. And again, it bears repeating with 30 seconds to go in the half. Back in the first half, the Rangers trailed 14-6, and this game is turned in a hurry. Read off with the PAT. And this kick is good. 6:18 left, 3rd quarter. All Smithson Valley. Rangers 33, Steele 14. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
When you're ready for a break, hurry in to Chicken Express. Let us do all the cooking for you. We always offer high-quality, affordable meals that the entire family will enjoy. Our chicken is never frozen and it's hand-battered fresh, so you can really taste the difference. You can expect fast and friendly service at Chicken Express, whether you dine in, drive through, or drive up. Hurry in and hurry back to Chicken Express.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never frozen beef, and you've got a junior bacon cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium. All Rangers right now, 6:18 to go, 3rd quarter, in front 33-14 against a team coming into the season ranked as the 20th best team in the country in 2017. Here's Reed's kickoff. It's deep, fielded 9 yards deep, but a knee taken by the Knights. They won their opener over Madison 36-3. A tight loss to Lake Travis in week 2. They lost a 9-point lead against O'Connor in a 42-30 defeat last week. And right now, if they don't get things turned around, they are staring at their first 3-game losing streak since their first varsity season back in 2006.
Wow is the only word I can come up with as the freshman comes back at quarterback.
Yep, it's still Wyatt Beagle out there at quarterback. Onyx Smith left the game with an undisclosed injury on the last Steele possession. And there was a turnover committed by Beagle on a handoff. to Brady. From his own 25. It's a handoff here to running play to the near side. A flag flies in. 2 do, in fact, likely holding here against the Knights after the carry by Tylee Tyson.
The Ranger defense, and you can imagine this after what's happened offensively for this program, all of a sudden has a new sense of energy. They are running to the ball, all 11 of them on every play, and what they don't have in size and what they don't have in strength, they're trying to make up with energy and speed.
You know, Tony, we asked about Isaiah Moore, listed as the team's backup quarterback. He's in uniform.
He's a receiver.
Helmet is on the sidelines right now.
Well, you know what? I do remember, I think looking at their stats that I saw last night, that maybe he's caught a pass or two.
And so the hold marks the football all the way back to the 15-yard line, making it 1st and 20.
Energy and effort make up for a lot of things.
Snap to Beagle. Off the play action, he's being pressured, and he is driven down. C.J. Keeler drilled the freshman quarterback back at the 8-yard line. It's now 2nd down and more than 20 yards to go. And Tony just said it, this Ranger defense right now playing with his hair on fire.
The 3rd quarterback sack of the season, and I promise you that C.J. has had one, none have been this exciting for him.
Keeler, the team's top sack player a year ago with 9 quarterback sacks. That makes it 2nd and 26 at a draw, not going to do anything. And again, Keeler on the play at the 9-yard line, make it the 8, a loss there to make it 3rd down and 27.
You know, I'll say this, their sideline, as bad as things are going for them, hasn't gone in the tank yet. There's still a lot of players up and still a lot of players on the half of the field where the ball is, looking on anxiously, trying to see what they can do.
That said, though, this crowd of Steele's very quiet here on the home side. Uncharted waters for them. A screen to the far side is nearly batted into the hands of Zuber, the Ranger linebacker, and Steele quietly goes 3 and out.
Not a bad play call for your freshman quarterback, a middle screen to your running back who can make people miss. He took the heat and took pressure off of it, the quarterback I'm talking about, but just made a bad pass.
And now this is the first punt of the game by Matthew O'Brien.
Into the wind.
With Woodard back to return.
Wow.
And again in his career, 4 punt return touchdowns, and has yet to have that marquee play tonight. From his own end zone, O'Brien gets the punt away. Woodard off a bounce, will pick it up at his zone 43. He's in trouble, escapes to his right. A stiff arm and turns a corner inside of midfield. Still running and down to the 46-yard line in Steele territory. So a good punt by O'Brien given the conditions, but again, Woodard makes the play.
And you talk about lost yardage all the time. The ball landed at about the 45 and started bouncing. Woodard finally corralled it back at his own 40. He got those 15 yards back on the punt return that would have, there's a big difference between being on their 45 or being on your own 40 when it comes to starting a drive.
Now there is a penalty marker at the far side of the field, and it is against the Rangers. Personal foul.
Okay.
Smithson Valley, by the way, led at halftime 20-14. Their first 2 possessions they've cashed in for touchdowns, and they have now outscored their opponents this year in third quarters 47-6. And again, once upon a time, the Rangers trailed by 8. Go back even further. Steele had a 7-point lead, 7-0 in the football in the red zone. An interception thrown by Onyx Smith. The game has not been the same since then. On first down, the give is to Franco, sifting through and fights his way down to the 46-yard line. That's good for 7 to set up 2nd and 3.
I would like to know what the penalty is. That would have been an interesting call there. But did you see Levi Williams, after he handed the ball, still faked the pass?
Yep.
I'm telling you, the guy is fundamentally unbelievable.
4th career varsity start tonight for Williams, and you'd swear it was his 24th. On 2nd and 3, the Ranger offense sets up just shy of midfield. Williams keeps it himself into the teeth of the Knight defense that time, maybe a half yard to bring up third down and a short 3 to go.
I'm not sure everybody on the defense didn't expect that, because it looked like the minute he caught the ball, they all just huddled to the middle of the field. Big third down call here, my thought.
I would think so too, Tony, because you have a chance to obviously keep this possession going, and there's a threat of extending this lead. Might be the nail in the coffin for Steele.
I think emotionally, I think it's huge to get another score, but I think right now the clock is your best friend, and the more it runs, the better you are.
And the Rangers are going to bleed the play clock here and call for time with 1 second to go. Their first timeout, 2 remaining, 3:19 left, third quarter. Rangers on top 33-14. Should the Rangers, by the way, hold on to win this game, it would mark the 14th 4-0 start in the Coach Hill era. After 4 games a year ago, the Rangers were 2-2. One of those 2 losses to the Steele Knights. It was a 24-17 win for Steele a season ago. And Tony, you remember that game fondly, a back-and-forth affair that saw Steele come up with that big play late in the fourth quarter. Onyx Smith, playing receiver, caught a touchdown pass with under 2 minutes to go in the game.
This has been a unique rivalry in the sense that Steele's always been the bigger dog.
Yep.
But Smithson Valley in 2 of the 3 games has put up the kind of fight that, you know, the yard dog would want to put up. Tonight, I'm not so sure. Their poor start this year took a little luster off what the Smithson Valley Rangers thought.
Perhaps.
Because even though they marched down the field twice, I think there was still something in the Rangers. And obviously they've made plays to prove it. And we'll see how this goes.
Out of the timeout, 3rd down and 3 from the 46. Pierce the motion man. Williams on the keeper, and he's got the first down. Twisted down just inside the yard to gain. On the stop there was Allenby for the Knights, and the Ranger drive continues right at midfield.
Allenby's turned into one of those guys, well, I guess he's their leading tackler, but he's a guy that's been in on a lot of plays except for most of Williams' runs. I think that's the first time I think he's caught Williams. And I don't know if the blocking's just gone after him more, but that's the first time I remember his name on a Williams tackle.
First down from midfield. Pierce again in motion this time. Takes the handoff, running right. Boy, Pierce, he gets into that second gear really quick as he is stopped at around the Knights' 43-yard line after a gain of 7, make it the 44 to bring up 2nd down and 4 to go.
First time, that's the 3rd time we've run that to him. First time to a short field. And I'm not sure the blocking wasn't still decent. It's just that there was a much tighter space to turn it up on.
Under 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Rangers, the football, and a commanding 19-point lead.
Woodard's back on the field, and they really backed off of him initially.
And the Rangers using a lot of clock right now as well. Woodard comes in motion. He takes the handoff to his right, inside the 30-yard line, or the 40 make that, and has the first at around the 32, pushed out to the far sideline. And good timing on your part, Tony. Not much from Woodard. And there's numbers called and makes a play.
It's 2 times in a row we've run the receiver sweep to the short side of the field, and both times have been decent gains. That one a little bit better just because Trayvon's a little more elusive, but Larry Hill's finding some plays he likes tonight.
Well, you know, you look at the Steele defense, and up front, very good. Back end of this defense, extremely good. But maybe it's that second level, the linebackers who aren't quite the playmakers, and the Rangers are exposing that right now. First down for the 32. It's Franco that was left and swallowed up by Henry. And Shane Sampson, no gain to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Tell you what I noticed most when I did their stats is they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys who have at least 4 or more tackles for loss. That means they get up the field in a hurry, and Juan Henry's one of the best. Only 13 tackles on the season, but 4 tackles for loss and 2.5 sacks.
27 tackles for loss in his career, and getting some offers from FBS programs right now. On 2nd down, Franco, a big gaping hole, exposes it as he charges inside the 20 for 13 more yards to the 19-yard line.
Good blocking all the way around. It was Copney that was out in front of him. Hausler was there as well, and this offensive line is all of a sudden starting to impose its will on the defense of the Steele Knights.
Approaching 1 minute to go, third quarter, and the Rangers have quieted this crowd, and they are now about 13 minutes away from a 1-0 start to district. From the 19, handoff Franco, spun around and dropped. Couldn't get around the block from Merrick Everett. At around the 20, he'll lose a yard. Second down and 11.
Kind of an interesting play there, as you thought Franco had some room, and then somebody got his ankle, and by then everybody else was there. But Smithson Valley doing a great job of eating up clock right now, Brant. And I said this earlier, this is the clock is their best friend. The more it runs, the better shape they are.
Could be the final play of this third quarter for Williams in the offense. From the Steele 20, running play. Pierce again, looking for a block, and he is stopped at around the 19, maybe the 18-yard line. They'll give him a yard to bring up 3rd and 10 when we start the fourth quarter. All Rangers here in Cibolo. Your score after 3. Smithson Valley 33, Steele 14. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
MLB Tonight brings you closer to the pennant chase.
Devastating slider. A leaping grab. That's number 3.
Closer to the epic moments.
That ball is cashed out to center. And a dive and a catch.
Closer to the critical plays.
Now you can use your hands more.
Now I go into a fine focus. Boom.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, bringing you closer to the pennant chase.
This is it.
On MLB Network, home of 2 American League Division Series games.
Welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium, where the Knights don't lose very often, but they are 12 minutes away from suffering one of those rare defeats. 33-14 Smithson Valley as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of play. And again on the line for Steele, a 41-game winning streak in district play. They have not lost a district game since 2009, but staring at an 0-1 start with, by the way, Judson looming next week. And you don't know about the health of quarterback Onyx Smith.
That, to me, is the biggest concern for this program right now, because they don't have a backup that's not a freshman.
The Rangers face with 3rd and 10 to open the fourth quarter from the Steele 19. Williams throws near side for Woodard. Double covered, and the pass broke it up. Stearns, the safety, makes the play, and now he's a bit gimpy in terms of getting up, but has not gotten up yet. Well, in terms of talent, pound for pound, Caden Stearns might be Steele's best player on the team. And right now, down to the turf.
If I had to say the first time I've seen him tonight, I think Levi Williams made a bad decision there. Trayvon was double covered. Ricky Rios was in the back of the end zone. I'm not sure he could have got it to him in time, because I don't think the defender was that far away. But that was a pass that was almost impossible to get to, because 2 of the best cornerback safeties in this city were there waiting for it. And Trayvon's been double covered all night long. We've seen it. He really hasn't had a chance in the passing game. But Levi tried to squeeze it in there, and it just didn't fit.
So again, right now, all the focus and attention is on Caden Stearns, the senior safety, a 3-year varsity player for Steele. He has committed to play at the University of Texas. He's played both receiver and defensive back for the Knights. Star player, 8 career interceptions, 1 this season, and makes his way slowly back towards the Knights sideline.
Obviously trying to show everyone he can walk off under his own power, but he's a hurting young man, and it looks like a back issue to me if I had to guess.
On 4th down and 10, the Rangers will send out Mason Reed for what is a 36-yard field goal attempt for the 19-yard line. Here's the snap, the set down, the kick is up towards the uprights, and the kick is right on target by Mason Reed. So, with 11:50 to go in the game, the Rangers extend their lead, now in front 36-14.
The flags are back. the wind has been between 15 and 20 miles an hour, maybe stronger all night long. When he kicked that ball, that flag went limp. There was no wind in his face when he kicked that ball. And now it's blowing out, probably 10 to 15 at least. So Smithson Valley is in a good place right now.
Yes. Think about the way the schedule lines up, too, for the Rangers after this 27-6A opener. Next week, Smithson Valley is at home to face East Central. After that, a bye, and then in conference to play Wagner. So the way the schedule lines up, you could foresee a 3-0 start for Smithson Valley heading into their Week 8 game against Clemens.
And really, if you think about just track record, you got Clemens, and then you've got Canyon, and then you've got Judson and New Braunfels. You finish, high, low, high, low. You got a chance to run the table with Judson being the biggest hurdle.
Potentially, if the two teams live up to their expectations between now and Week 10, that Week 10 game could serve as the de facto 27-6A title game. Reed's kickoff is short, and the returner from the 12-yard line. That's Ingram. Had a nice return earlier. A flag flies in here towards the back end of the play as Ingram is stopped at around the 34-yard line. And we'll check the marker. Do see Onyx Smith approaching the huddle here, but will he join his teammates out there for this next offensive possession? We also see Beagle out there, the freshman quarterback, as well. With the game likely in hand here, I don't know if you want to risk Smith, but they will send him out there with the Knights down by 22.
I'm with you. He's been on the sideline with a limp since he came out. He has not walked comfortably since he came out. I'm really surprised to see him back in down 22, in the opening minutes of the fourth quarter.
They do mark the football back at the 23-yard line after the penalty against Steele for holding on the return. Ingram in motion here on first down. The snap is to Smith. A swing pass to Ingram. And the Rangers chop him down. How about Woodard fighting off of the block by Daniel Jackson to make the play. Ingram a bit slow to get up. Only gain of about 2 yards there, second down and 8.
Trayvon all of a sudden has a little bigger step now on the defensive side. A little more, I think the whole unit, just more energy and more everything.
From the 25, second and 7 for Smith in the offense. Brady, with a rare second half carry, is dropped at around the 30-yard line for a 4-yard pickup, third down and 3.
Trey Witcher just grabbed him and threw him down. Now, his momentum helped, but Witcher, with some authority, just grabbed his jersey and threw him, and that was a great tackle at that point.
On third down, Brady, the carry, running left and sliced down to the 32-yard line. Short of the yard to gain. Woodard along with Gibbons were there with Witcher. Good pursuit by Smithson Valley to bring up fourth down and a yard.
That was a great tackle at the spot. The extra help kept him from wiggling for the first down, but that was a great on-the-spot tackle.
And the Knights, down 22 with the clock ticking, are going to go for it here from their own 32-yard line. And the give is to Brady up the middle. And on the spot, I think he's got it right at the 33. And by inches, it'll be a Steele first down.
He'll get it, but it was not an easy get for the Steele Knights, who have probably not had many games where they couldn't get a 4th and 1.
Brady is a great player. The first quarter, he was the best player on the football field, bar none. But down 22 points with 10 minutes to go, at some point, you've got to throw the football.
Without a doubt.
And now Brady motions out of the backfield. Should be a passing play here. Smith off a pump fake, steps up, pressured, hit, and sacked back at the 32. C.J. Keeler's second sack tonight to bring up second down and 12.
There's just something about this defense right now that is playing with the kind of energy and enthusiasm that you don't see out of a football team in the fourth quarter very often. But the offense has just lit this this crowd up, and it's a great visiting crowd from Smithson Valley.
Boy, Onyx Smith doesn't look right either after that last hit. Can't imagine you want to risk him much longer in this game after he had to leave earlier with an undisclosed injury. Empty backfield in 2nd and 12. Rangers bringing a blitz. Smith throws, middle, pass is caught inside the 40-yard line. And down to the Ranger 36, the Knights do go to the air, and their biggest passing play this evening to Kenny Broadnax.
And that's the same play where Johnson made the interception in the first half because Smith made a bad pass. This time he made a good pass.
First catch for Broadnax this year. Clock ticking inside of 9 minutes to go. Rangers still leading comfortably, 36-14. Empty set again for Smith. Good protection. Now goes middle again and deep, and the pass is caught. Wood of the tackle inside the 10. Knights now some rhythm here. Tyron Smith the catch to set up goal to go.
That's a little concerning. That receiver ran a long route with nobody picking him up at any point.
And the Knights have picked up a lot of yardage here pretty quickly. Now goal to go from the 9. Smith hands off up the middle, hurdling a defender, and inside the 5 to the end zone for the touchdown. Tylee Tyson. What a run. However, it might come back. A flag back at the 10-yard line. And it's coming back. Hold against Steele, wiping out what was a phenomenal play by Tyson. And the scoreboard remains 36-14.
That was an impressive run, without a doubt. And that's a third different running back who's really shown that he has some ability.
Not only do you lose the points there in yardage, you also lose time if you're Steele. Now for the 19. 4 wide for Smith, the screen caught by Ingram, looking for some blocks inside the 10, stays upright, and finally is stopped at around the 7-yard line. Good job by the Ranger defender. Far side of the field, Jacob Johnson not letting go of his grip. 2nd and goal now.
All of a sudden, their offense has some momentum to it. You've mentioned it a couple of times. They look like they've found some semblance of momentum.
From the 7, 2nd and goal. The Rangers leading by 3 possessions right now. Clock down to 7:45 left. Smith throws towards the end zone and overshot his receiver. And that was Daniel Jackson who ran a slant, but that pass took him back towards the sideline. 3rd and goal now.
And the ball's on the 7. Both of our defensive backs are standing on the goal line. I think that could have been just a quick read by Smith, and his receiver was open. He just missed him.
4 down territory here for Steele. They have 2 plays to get 7 yards. But they have to score to convert. 3rd and goal from the 7. And Smith lost his snap. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. Keeler again. 3rd sack tonight, and now goal to go for the 14-yard line.
The 6'2", 215-pound senior has found a way this season to be a bigger nuisance than he was last year. And as you mentioned, his sacks last year, he's just finding a way to be disruptive.
Stanley Mark, the center, a returning starter from a year ago on last year's 14-2 team. A lot of issues with snaps tonight. And a quick timeout is called by the Rangers with 7:04 to go in the game, leading 36-14 with the Knights faced with 4th and goal from the 14-yard line.
Not sure, maybe just feeling maybe there's some fatigue there. It's been a
Possibly,
long drive,
yeah.
some back and forth with a potential, a touchdown called back, a potential touchdown with a bad throw, just trying to keep the edge probably because it is a 3-score difference right now, but a quick touchdowns here makes it anybody's thought because their defense can make plays too.
This next play will be the 12th of the drive for Steele. It's only covered the 42 yards so far. So Smithson Valley, yes, has been on this possession to this point. They haven't broken yet, though, Tony. They're making Steele use a lot of clock. to just try to make it a two-possession game. If Steele can convert here, you can add the final nail to the coffin tonight.
4 different coaches out on the field talking to the players and still talking to them even as we get ready to go.
Three wide on 4th and goal for the 14. The Rangers rushing 4. Smith throws end zone. Incomplete. Flags fly in. And there appear to be some interference with the Rangers secondary, and we'll check the marker.
As I watch, I see that Woodard ends up running into the receiver on that play. I think Trayvon's arguing the same thing I'm thinking, is they ran into each other. Trayvon has as much right to that spot as the receiver does if he gets there first, and if they hit face-to-face, that's not a penalty.
The call, though, will be against the Rangers for defensive pass interference, and the Knights' drive will continue.
The line judge had to talk the back judge into that one, but they get the call. Do the Knights.
And the ball now spotted at the 2-yard line. And a fresh set of downs here for Steele. Smith hands off to Tyson. Denied a touchdown earlier in the drive. This time is he in? Yes. And Steele has made it a 2-possession game with 6:53 to go off Tylee Tyson's second rushing touchdown this season. They did put the arms up, didn't they? The scoreboard still reads 14 points.
Well, the referee on the far side gave a touchdown signal, yes.
Now they confirmed that. It's a 36-20 game. Steele doesn't need to go for 2 right now. PAT makes it a 15-point game. You will need it at some point. I don't know if they have to get it at this particular juncture. If they don't, then you're faced with getting 2 touchdowns and 2 more 2-point conversions just to tie the game.
Yes, you kick this one.
Well, out comes the offense, though, for the Knights. Going for the 2-point try now.
When you think you're invincible.
Snap to Smith. And a broken play. And the Rangers gobble him up. Zuber and Coleman'sberger on the stop. And Steele gets it 6 points, but no more. 6:53 to go, 4th quarter. It's Smithson Valley 36, Steele 20. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Whether you're out at the beach or chilling poolside, the summer heat is here and Music Choice is turning it up. Chill out with the latest music from your favorite kids artists and more. Your music lives here on Music Choice.
Hey guys, it's Sophia Carson here. Check out all of my music videos available on Music Choice On Demand. Available on GVTC. Just go to Free On Demand and select Music Choice.
Flimsy microwave bacon tastes, but Wendy's oven-baked bacon tastes. Add it to fresh, never-frozen beef, and you've got a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. A JBC with 4 nuggets, fries, and a drink is what makes Wendy's 4 for $4 so deliciously different.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium. A shade under 7 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 6:53 left. Smithson Valley on top, 36-20. The Knights do get a touchdown drive, their first since the opening quarter. 13 plays to get to the end zone, and it was a Tylee Tyson touchdown run to cap it off. However, the 2-point conversion, no good. And now the Knights lining up for what appears to be an onside kick, down by 16 with time running out. And here's the attempt, and plucked out of the air by Cervantes. Good hands by the Ranger H-back. And Smithson Valley with the football just shy of midfield, up by 16 points, in great position.
Great hands, and goes to a knee right away to prevent any collisions. Really, for personal safety maybe, but a good decision to stop the play right there.
So if you're the Rangers here, your playbook should read run, run, and run some more.
Yeah, I'll be curious. I don't know that they can just hold the ball. They're going to have to get some yards, and I don't know if they can do that just running the ball. So it'll be interesting to see.
If you do run the ball 3 times, don't get any yards and punt, but use all the play clock, you're using a lot of clock there. As a quick flag flies in, right as the Rangers were lining up.
They're going to call it on Rios, because when he lined up, he was across the line of scrimmage, and he pointed to the official and stepped back. That's a tough call. I don't know.
And now makes it first down at 15 from the 44-yard line.
I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
I'm not sure that I have either. Rangers once down, 14-6 on top, 36-20. Running play by Williams, the quarterback. Trying to take it outside, trips up by Allenby and falls down to the 46 for a couple of yards to make a second down at 13.
Obviously, keeping the clock moving is what you want to do, and they've been taking plenty of time on each play determined of milking the clock. But it still gives you, with 2 more plays, just a chance to get the clock down to about 5 minutes to go. It'd be nice to get at least 1 first down.
Steele, by the way, does have all 3 timeouts remaining. On second and 13. Williams hands off to Franco. Nice night tonight continues inside the 40. And there's your first down, Tony, to the Knights' 39-yard line.
That was, again, he looks like he shot out of a cannon. He just has a great initial burst. And when he gets through that first section of defenders, now it's just a matter of him avoiding people so he can get the first down, and that he did.
This isn't the first time Franco's shown us he could do something with the football. In week 2 against Anderson, ran for 79 yards and only 9 carries, coming into the game tonight, averaging around 7 yards per carry. And again, due to the early injury to Nick Aiken, given a lot of playing time, it is paying off. Here's Williams up the right side for a couple more yards to the 37. Good block out front by Copney. 2 more yards. The next snap will now come inside of 5 minutes to go in the game, and the Rangers on top by 16 points.
You mentioned it. Franco is averaging 6.7 yards a carry, which is better than Nick Aiken, which is better than Levi Williams. Really, Aiken came in with 129 yards. He has 87, so a close second place. He obviously can play, and he's getting a chance to be in primetime tonight as the main back.
Do wonder at what point here Coach Sines starts calling his timeouts for Steele, if he does at all. Here's Woodard on the run to the 35-yard line. A nice stiff arm and push down at the 26. 11 more yards. Again, Trevon Merrick Woodard. Some nice plays tonight. Not that big game-turning play, but the Rangers haven't needed it. And I swear I did not think that was possible to beat Steele. Yet here the Rangers are with 4:50 left, leading 36-20.
The line judge here on this side of the field was not happy with the Steele coaches. I thought Woodard got hit late after he had gone out of bounds. Apparently he hadn't gone out of bounds yet when he got hit. And I don't know what the Steele coaches were yelling about, but it obviously was a great run by Trevon.
Williams keeps it again and dives into the Steele defense for 2 more to the 24-yard line. Clock ticking, 4:40 to go. Smithson Valley on top by 16 points and appear to be on their way to their first district opening win since beating San Marcos back in 2013, 55-7. The Rangers have dropped 3 consecutive district openers, all to this team, the Steele Knights.
It's pretty bad when you open your district every year against Steele Knights.
Them. A team which, by the way, in 7 consecutive years has been in either the state semifinals or the championship game. Franco on first down, explodes inside the 15-yard line. Well into the secondary and down to the 7. 17 more yards for the junior tailback, whose stock is rising as the game continues.
Tell you what, this is what I'll say right now as the clock goes under 4 minutes to go. The Rangers punch this one in, you can stick a fork in them. This one's going to be over.
Well, I'm kind of already there right now, Tony. Under 4 minutes to go, a 2-possession lead. Even if Steele got a stop and the Rangers don't score, you have to go score twice with 2 two-point conversions. Goal to go from the 8. Williams keeps it on the ground. After the ball comes out, the Rangers get back on it. By the way, heads-up play by Smithson Valley's offensive line, and that was Jesse Clifton jumping back onto the football. A loss back to the 9-yard line, and sure, Tony, if you're going to dream up a scenario where Steele can get a miracle, a turnover would be a part of that, but the Rangers avoid it.
2 scores means any turnover touchdown is a one-possession game, and stranger things have happened.
And for a lot of Steele fans, this drive has been enough.
Yeah.
Many making the way to the exits here at Lehnhoff Stadium, and what a game looming for them next week, facing Judson, which, by the way, last we heard was up at New Braunfels at halftime, 35-0, as the Rangers call for their third and final timeout. 2:47 to go, leading 36-20. And the way the two teams are trending right now, it wouldn't surprise many if Judson wins that game next week. If that happens, the unspeakable would be Steele sitting at a 1-4 start to their season.
And 0-2 in district.
Yes.
Meaning you're not going to win district or even share a title.
And all of a sudden the postseason doesn't become a gimme either. Now, you would figure Steele will beat the East Centrals and the Wagners and probably Canyon as well, but will they beat New Braunfels and Clemens to get that final spot?
I think their swagger says they will, but they're going to have to prove it on the field that they can beat somebody good, because they haven't yet.
You change one thing in a football game, you change everything. And there are a lot of those moments in this game tonight. I keep going back to the interception by Jacob Johnson back in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Smith just throwing the ball to his tight end as he did in the second half, but he threw it up for grabs, and Johnson just made a better play for the ball.
Out of the timeout, 2nd and goal from the Knights' 9-yard line. Hand off to the motion man, Pierce. Turns the corner inside the 5, trying to stay in bounds, twisted towards the sideline and forced out at the 4. On the stop there, J.T. Woods, the future Baylor Bear. With 2:41 to go, it's 3rd and goal now.
Was there a flag? Because these officials are huddled up.
They are talking. Didn't see the flag come out, but one must have been thrown, and there it is now on the 7-yard line.
Yes.
The illegal chop block against Smithson Valley. And really not the worst thing either, for the reason being that now, assuming Steele will accept, you're running 2nd down again.
Right.
A chance to use more clock.
And the clock was going to stop since he was forced out of bounds. So when the clock starts, you get an extra play with the clock running.
For that reason, I'd be tempted if I was Steele to decline the penalty, but that's a lot of yardage to leave off the table there.
Yeah, I just think numbers-wise you have to take it. But time-wise it really hurts.
Yeah, the penalty is accepted, making it 2nd and goal now from the 24-yard line. Now the Rangers a chance again to chew up some more clock here, leading by 16 points over a program which has had so many great individuals come out of it. Again, with the program really turned the corner back in the mid-2000s. Mike Jinks was their head coach, moved on to be an assistant at Texas Tech, and now the head coach at Bowling Green out of the Mid-American Conference. 2nd and goal, running play for Williams. The quarterback dives down to the 20-yard line. A lot of bodies flying towards the pile. Steele says the ball came loose. Officials sifting through a lot of black and white and navy blue down there. Did the ball come out? It did, but recovered by Smithson Valley. You look at the players that have come out of the Steele program. Malcolm Brown, a highly recruited player at running back. Roundup of Texas right now playing for the LA Rams in the NFL. Tommy Armstrong, a quarterback, a great college career at Nebraska, right now a free agent in the NFL. And last year's quarterback, speaking of Texas Tech, Xavier Martin right now in Lubbock playing for the Red Raiders. Timeout Steele with 2:22 to go. The Rangers face with 3rd and goal at the Knights' 20-yard line. So again, recapping how we got here. Smithson Valley was down 14-6 late second quarter, and it was a 3rd down and 10 attempt from the 39-yard line in Steele territory. The Rangers were stopped, but unsportsmanlike penalty, 15 yards by Steele, kept the drive alive, and the Rangers would score. With 22 seconds to go, it became a 14-13 game. The ensuing kickoff, the Knights returner back deep, Caden Stearns, didn't react to the ball on a short kick recovered by Smithson Valley, we believe by Ethan Sill, with 18 seconds left, and the Rangers scored the very next play, and the game has never been the same since then.
Is this a big 3rd down?
I don't think so, Tony. Only clock needed if you're Smithson Valley, but Matt Franco's breaking tackles inside the 5. He says, I'll take your time and turn it into a touchdown. Matt Franco's big Friday night continues, a 20-yard touchdown run on 3rd and goal. Rangers on top 42-20.
Is that unbelievable? When he got to the line of scrimmage, Brent, there's no way he was going to run for 20 more yards.
What kind of a deal last week? Remember, Will Gibbons got the football away from Round Rock when we thought the play was stopped. For Franco, it looked like the pile there converged and Franco had nowhere to go, but squeezes through and finds Pater for the first time this season. PAT by Reed is good. Rangers on top 43-20. And fitting, Tony, by the way, for Franco for the night he has had.
Right.
The blocks he's had too, by the way, as well, and some nice runs designed for Mason Pierce, deserving for him to get in, to take it into the end zone.
There is no doubt that he's had the kind of night he needed to have when Aiken went out. He's proved that he's worthy of that opportunity, and I think the Rangers as a whole just have to be elated that they've come in here and shown, even with all the losses from a year ago, they're still a team to be reckoned with.
I said Matt Franco, by the way. Apologies. Mark Franco, obviously.
Him too.
On the touchdown run. And Smithson Valley has outscored Steele since that 30-second mark of the second quarter, 37-6. And 2 timeouts left here for the Knights. Everything from here on out pretty cosmetic either way.
Well, you know, we talk about Mason Reed, and he's had another night where he's got to kick off a number of times.
Yes.
I want him to understand he can't miss any more extra points.
But again, he's made a field goal tonight.
Yeah.
His kickoffs have been good. But the second week in a row, yes, he's missed a point after. Short kickoff. And fielded at the 16. To the 25 and the 30-yard line. That's it for Tyron Smith. Likely Steele's final possession tonight.
Be interesting to see who goes out at quarterback.
Well, Smith did lead a touchdown drive the last time out, but again, if he did in fact get nicked up earlier in the game, you'd like to keep him on the sidelines here, not risk any further injury. And right now he's walking away from the huddle. His night is done. It's a freshman Beagle who had a tough start once he came into the game for Smith back in the third quarter. And exchange on the handoff was fumbled by Beagle and led to a Ranger recovery and a touchdown drive thereafter. Nice run by Tyson, who had the touchdown for Steele early in the fourth quarter and dropped it around the 39-yard line after a 9-yard gain.
Yet another running back who runs with authority and runs with speed.
Well, this is Britton Brady's final season as Tyson again has his number called, and draping over his back and bringing him down is C.J. Keeler. What a night he has had. So Brady is senior. He's done after this year. The future at running back, this has been a really good program in terms of churning out talented running backs. Could come between Tylee Tyson or DeQuavian Thomas, both sophomores.
We saw Thomas early, but not since.
Here's Tyson again. A good run. And then tripped up by Gibbons at the 47-yard line with 1:30 to go.
Now the Rangers just don't want to let him in the end zone and want to keep that clock running.
A lot of questions going into next week for the Steele Knight football team with a daunting opponent awaiting next Friday. On 2nd down and 3, Beagle will throw it. And with the Ranger closing in, the pass falls incomplete. Trey Witcher, the sophomore, fighting through to bring the pressure. And now setting up 3rd down and 3 to go.
Trey Witcher listed at 5'10" and 215. Plays every ounce of that.
Yes, he does. Rangers not especially big up front, but they play like it. On 3rd down, keeper for Beagle, and he runs out of room. Try to shake out Gibbons. He's not biting on that. The tackle back at the 48-yard line, no gain. With under minutes to go, it's 4th down and 3 for Steele, and probably if they don't convert, their final offensive play tonight.
Not sure he's run the ball too many times in his young career.
No, not against a first-team varsity defense, which is still out there, by the way, for Smithson Valley. Right now, there's about a 20-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. And now 4th and 3. It is a run to Tyson, the 1st down and more. Cutting it outside. Inside the 25-yard line and down around the 21. A flag flies in, though, back at the 25 with 16 seconds left.
I was just about to say, I think the Knights coaches would like this to be the final play of the game. To do that, they needed a 1st down, which they got, but the penalty is going to make that difficult.
It's a hold against Steele. It's a spot foul, though, so the Knights will keep possession on the 1st down pickup by Tyson with 16 seconds left. And Tony, the Rangers will be 4-0. And again, looking at that schedule, favorable over the next 3 weeks. Could be 6-0 going into their game against Clemens about 4 weeks from now.
They're going to be 4-0, and I think there's a lot of people that are going to turn their focus on the Rangers.
Should be the game's final play. It's a run by Thomas, brought down to the 31-yard line. That will do it. Smithson Valley has ended a 41-game district winning streak by the state powerhouse Steele Knights, who are now searching for answers off to a 1-3 start. Meanwhile, the Rangers, they're now 4-0. Final score from Cibolo, Smithson Valley 43, Steele 20. Post-game coverage coming up. This is Smithson Valley football on the Rangers Network.
Hey guys, Tyler Florence here. This season, the Great Food Truck Race is headed way down south. 7 teams navigating culinary roadblocks in a race to victory. Are you ready to roll?
I'm ready. Are you ready? I don't think they're ready.
Wow.
All new, Sunday night at 9, the Great Food Truck Race on Food Network.
Watch Food Network, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 563. GVTC, just plain smart.
So this is it, huh?
Yep, this is where it all starts and finishes.
Joe Pavelik, Jeff Shin, Alan Hill, Pat Bailey, Matt Hilson, Clint Haney, Cody Fuller, Eric Anders, Garrett Smith, Andrew Sandejo, Josh Adkins could have dressed in the soccer.
We got work to do, kid.
We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna get him on the run, we're gonna keep him on the run, then we're gonna go, 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 go. We won't stop until we're across that goal line. This is a team they say is good. Well, I think we're better than them. So what do you say, man?
Let me give it a try. Making videos is not easy. It's confusing and it's hard work. Well, I'm here to tell you, when your back's against the wall, call Wick Productions. It's who we use for game night scoreboard production and the Rangers Network.
Amazing, Coach. Another perfectly executed shameless plug.
And welcome back to Lehnhoff Stadium. A dominant display by Smithson Valley to open 27-6A play against one of the great programs in the history of San Antonio area high school football. Final score tonight, Rangers 43, Steele 20 in their house. Tony, again, the Rangers look to be not in for a long night, but in for a dogfight with the way this game started. Steele went right down the football field on their first drive, led 7-0, eventually on top 14-6. Smithson Valley, though, made the plays right before the end of the first half to take that 20-14 lead and really took the game's momentum and never let up.
Smithson Valley was relentless all night long. Let's agree to that, but we still talk about the two huge mistakes Steele made in those final couple of minutes of the second quarter with the personal foul that gave the Rangers a first down on a fourth down, and then the mishandled kickoff that gave the Rangers the ball again at the end of the half, where they scored back-to-back touchdowns because of those two miscues. So many things turned the game. Those two really helped put an end to Steele's dominance of the game and gave the Rangers a chance just to explode into a great offensive performance.
Have to note that Smithson Valley's rushing attack tonight was brilliant. Levi Williams, great reads all night of the zone replays. Mark Franco, a great night as well, spelling a banged-up Nick Aiken. 9 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown to put the icing on the cake towards game's end. And Mason Pierce also getting involved in the running game as well.
Let's not forget all those receivers, Mason Pierce and Trayvon Woodard. They were able to get outside the defense and get yards on the edge. I'm not sure that even the Ranger coaches believed they would, but when they started and got that happening, you saw more and more of those plays, and I think that was a key to the win.
And Williams not tasked with throwing the football a lot tonight, but when he did, he was on the money. The best throw he made tonight right before the end of the first half, that dime in the back left corner of the end zone to Ricky Rios.
Ricky Rios has become the go-to receiver, I think, on big plays, and he made some marvelous catches tonight.
Well, again, Smithson Valley, for the first time since 2015, they are 4-0 and have won their district opener for the first time in 4 years, knocking off the Steele Knights, and again, at the same time, snapping Steele's impressive 41-game district winning streak, their first loss in a district game since Johnny Manziel beat them back in 2009 as a member of Kerrville-Tybee. Well, with that, we're going to wrap up our broadcast here tonight. Thanks to Chris Gutierrez and Tony Brubaker and our entire Rangers Network crew. I'm Brant Freeman saying once again the final score, Smithson Valley 43, Steele 20. This has been a production of Wick Productions from Lehnhoff Stadium. Good night, and may your tomorrow be that much better.